Hold on a sec. Yo, so no, you're not live. Just keep an eye on the sweet potatoes. All right. All right, love you. I'm going. I'm making some sweet potato fries and shit. Dang.
Much love, comic. Salute. We'll be live in 13 minutes, y'all, with Isreal Porter. We got special guest co-host Chester McFly, Philly in the building, y'all. Let's get it.
And I'm skating on day. Better be careful where you at, which way you wear your hat, what colors you got on, cause your ass will get clapped. Bam, back to the old me, rapping with the OGs. Even when I'm sleep, bitches got my strap on me. In my blade too, you gon' play who? You gon' fade who? Bitch, I will shake you, erase you from existence. If you don't keep your distance, I keep you talking wicked, get marked off the hit list. Always on some big shit, keep it to yourself, man. I'm self-made, self-paid, hell I let it rain. We can tell you plain, we can tell you ain't what you say you are. You ain't hard, you a flake, yeah. Break them off, break them down, this time needs an enema.
Yeah, I would like to talk about some of that.
They liars. I'm a villain, I'm a gangster, I'm a rider. I'm a villain, a beast.
I mean, I listened to that song a couple times, that Kendrick song, Euphoria, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. I thought the intro was pretty weak, but I don't know if he did it purposely to build up. But the build up was pretty good, you know.
I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat. Project nigga bustin', ain't no time for no discussion. About to drop this deadly weapon, Satan too, like I'm from Russia. Talking crazy, we gon' rush you, beat you down, cause you a sucker. You ain't from around my block, so ho, you ain't shit but a customer.
What'd you say?
Yeah, the rivers where they dumping you. Stay project wait for life, so ain't nobody that can touch us, bro. Identify the target in the parking lot. A target roll up on them, blow his brains and leave him dripping on the carpet. Victim to at his apartment, we gon' finish what we started. Ask his lady where the dope she tell me in the book.
Yeah, I saw a couple of shows. When I watched this guy, Angry Man, I don't know if you ever heard of him. Yeah, he's pretty big on YouTube. But he goes into it, and he was going bar per bar and like going over the shit. He's like, yeah, this is whack, but that's cool. And I thought that was pretty cool. Even the Drake shit though,
Isreal Porter in the building. Isreal Porter in the building, y'all. Show starts in 10 minutes. We on Discord, Isreal Porter.
I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat. The butcher called me up and told me come with a track. So I'm sliding through the D like I don't know how to act. Who the fuck want what with them boys that do it? Just load them Dracos and them choppers and let's get straight to it. We about to bang in this.
Yeah, I had that, but I don't know how to do it with other people. Like I was learning how to do it multiple platforms, and it was telling me like I had like points and I could do it one time, and then I tried it, and then it said like now I gotta pay for it, like you were saying. But I don't know how to get guests on there.
Who the fuck you talking to? Who the fuck you provoking? I'm in the butcher back cave smoking.
What's up, Isreal Park?
I'm a savage, I'm a G, I'm a motherfucking villain. I'm a villain, a beast, a savage, a vandal. Black looks, bandana, and a flannel. I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat. I'm a villain, a beast, a savage, a vandal. Black looks, bandana, and a flannel. I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster
on the
beat. Once again in this bitch,
just waiting for Gutter. He got me to jump in.
Motherfucking AK, popping that phone, letting them know who the fuck be on the streets. Project One, KDT, and the dating fake. Real OGs been banging since the 90s. Ain't shit that I ain't seen. Another murder gang related motherfuck the police. One love, killer, deal, death do us part. That gangsta shit, motherfucker, coming straight from the heart.
So, Isreal, how long have you been making music for? I didn't know. Alright.
My game straight, body and soul while we strap. Mr. Fucking Fearless, J Gutta, it's a rap. Fuck with me, I'm a G. Day and night, pass me the gap.
I'm a villain, a beast, a savage, a vandal. Black ropes, bandana, and a flannel. I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat. I'm a villain, a beast, a savage, a vandal. Black ropes, bandana, and a flannel. I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat. I'm a G, And I ain't talking about no game shit. Strapped with a tech nine and I'm about to do some strange shit. You bitches better be careful who you motherfucking hang with. Everybody's not your friend in this shit when they get dangerous. Sustain this. How you think we done for 20-something years? Jaden, family, and PJP put in work like Richard Gere. T is up next and they real life ready. Running around y'all hood with a mic and a machete. Means they ready to kill it. Make you bitch niggas feel it. When we all get together and put it down, we the realest. I found a monster on these beats since my born dead days. Always have to make a killing, yeah, them born dead way. Any pigs out here keep squirming, cause I'ma pick your ass off like I'm Richard Sherman. So if you see me on your motherfucking block, you bitches better please, cause I'm coming with some killers, yeah, some motherfucking cheese.
I'm a villain, a beast, a savage, a bando. Black ropes, bandana, and a flannel. I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat. I'm a villain, a beast, a savage, a bando. Black ropes, bandana, and a flannel. I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat. I'm a villain, a beast, a savage, a bando. Black ropes, bandana, and a flannel. I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat. I'm a villain, a beast, a savage, a bando. Black ropes, bandana, and a flannel. I'm a G, ain't no love, ain't no peace. I'm a monster in the streets and a monster on the beat.
Chances are the reason why you're watching this video is because you're looking to purchase a new TV. You just bought a TV.
Every time I watch the news, I bow my head in silence. It make me sick to my stomach to witness violence. I hit the prayer rug deep inside, I'm crying. Lord of the worlds, put an end to all this dying. Allah, please help me understand what's going on. Why these young brothers out here doing wrong? Acting savagely, firebombing women's homes. All of this cause she left your sorry tale alone. 19-year-old boy responsible for mass shootings. Action through Allah is the best solution. Plus these young boys going crazy shooting cops. I give my life to Allah, please make it stop. It ain't safe on the highways. 8 people shot for blocking a man's driveway. Forgive for something like this, blatant disregard. We don't need no more black bodies in the morgue. I wanna live long enough to experience peace. With the lies help, God's killing gospel cease. We need to unify and get on one accord. Love each other is a commandment from thy Lord.
What up, though? Welcome to the Hood Smoker Podcast, the hottest
What's good,
#1
Blatonio?
podcast based out of
Hey, what up,
Detroit,
though?
Michigan. And now,
Salute.
with your
I'm down.
hosts, Jay Gutta,
What's up, though, homie?
Brother King
Not much.
Blatonio Todd,
I was cooking potatoes,
and
man.
the rest of the Hood
And
Smoker
you called me in
Squad.
to jump in. I was like, all right.
We don't do no
Yeah, right
flat
on.
stuff. We don't do no Adam stuff. We keep packing in the legends, respect them, and keep adding up. So pack a blunt or two,
That's better.
maybe grab a brew and a snack for you,
Relax, man.
and leave behind your
Relax.
attitude and get ready
Not one
as we
complaint.
snap into the Hood
Ain't nothing
Smoker
to complain about.
Podcast.
What
Yeah,
up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Welcome to the Hood Smokers Podcast, episode 274. We got a special guest. We celebrating the West Coast tonight, West Coast hip hop. We got a special guest host too in the building. Chester McFly, because Brother King X is out right now. Brother King X.
What up? What up?
Blatonio Todd's in the building. I'm Jay Gutta. We got Isreal Porter in the motherfucking building, y'all.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hood Smokers Podcast. It's an honor, dog. It's definitely an honor. I was checking out the music, the production, like Rap God X, and he was like had nothing but good words to say about you. You know what I'm saying? He was just hyping you up, like crazy. I was like, yeah. I mean, I listened to that. Testify.
Yeah, he was a good guest.
It's a banger and shit. So.
Yeah.
Why don't you why don't we start off? Like, why don't we go back?
I was gonna say, well, yeah, I mean, like pretty much, if you don't know all of us right here, I'm Blatonio Todd, 1/3, from Tucson, Arizona. But pretty much, like I've always been, Detroit is like where my heart is, man. Like hip hop, like for there, I'm a hip hop fan. I got added on, and go ahead, Jay Gutta.
He actually just came here last year and rocked the show with Dice and Brother Marquise from 2 Live Crew and shit up here after we had Brother Marquise on here. And he came to Detroit, loved it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we represent hip hop worldwide, just hip hop, just all elements, all genres. You know what I'm saying?
All
for the
of us
love
came
of
from the
hip-hop.
same group at a different time too. So Brother King X, who couldn't make it tonight. With Jay Gutta, all three of us came from the same group, and just tied in.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm from Southwest Detroit, and we got Chester McFly from Philly, so we all over the place with it. And I see Comic is in the comments, so we got Canada in the building. Shout out to my time Enterprise.
Comic, long time no see, homie.
Much
I
love.
see you, homie.
But we got Isreal Porter in the building, y'all. So why don't we start it off like, when did you fall in love with hip hop? How about that?
Man, when I first started music, I didn't start with hip hop though. I started with R&B, and then
Okay.
I was going to Raymond Elementary School over there it's in Los Angeles, like close to like where everybody hood at. And I don't know, I just heard somebody speaking, and they was singing a song, and I'm like, song is that? I never heard that song before. And he like, man, you never heard that song? I'm like, nah. He's like, bro, that was Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. He says it in the song. I'm like, bro, I never heard of that. I had to go ask my brother, like, who are these dudes, man? Like, you gotta put me on, man. I don't know. So I don't know. From that moment on, hip hop is like been in my blood. And it's nothing I could do to shake it, man.
Yeah.
Good talk. So I would say that, like, influences in hip hop, like, so you was your music more R&B influence? Because I know you're a dope producer, and I know you can spit too. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, was your influences was it more R&B, like when it came to that, or hip hop?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I got to hip hop, I put R&B down completely.
So you went all
turned back. Yeah, never turned back.
Yeah. That
so
Chronic album.
you don't dabble with the singing now? Like do you dabble with singing though?
I mean, since I stopped smoking, I'll probably try to start back again. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to see what's up.
Right.
Yeah.
But, as far as influences, like Eminem was a big influence for sure. Like I always loved lyricism. You know what I'm saying? Eminem was a big influence.
Hell yeah.
Royce the 5'9" certainly.
Of course.
Family, shout out Royce.
Kid Vicious, of course. Gotta put my bro in there.
Yeah, family.
Shout out Alien Gang.
As far as like influences, I mean, just anybody who spit bars around the 90s, really. Nas, Jay, like I could put a whole list together. I don't even want to put everybody on there because I'm gonna miss somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough question when you ask a guest like they top 5 or something like that. Like,
we always just like remove like like Rakim was always the oldest one. You know, it's like where it's like I don't think he can't be on anybody's list because it just goes without mention. He already is, you know. Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, you got to be
Legend.
shuffling people out to put what you want. It never works out
Exactly.
right.
So I always just mention them first, you know, like that. Yeah, like there's certain ones that just like, yeah, we'll get them out of the way and then start your top five. You know?
Yeah. So when did you decide to like make music your career? Take that path.
I mean, always. Ever since I started working with Dizzy Boy, his relative is Mr. Chop from Aftermath. So he was like the first person I ever recorded with. When I recorded with him in the studio, he was like, "Man, you sound so professional. Like I don't even." He was like, "Are you sure you haven't did this before?" I'm like, "Nah." He's like, "Man, I'm gonna erase that and we're gonna do it all over again."
That's
and
what's up.
sure, and sure enough, when we did it, he was like, "Man, this song is just amazing." He was like, "I don't know what you've been doing, but keep doing it because you got a natural gift for this thing." And that just, I don't know, it just solidified what I was supposed to be doing.
That's dope.
That's awesome.
Real talk. Yeah. No. Like he already gave it away. You know what it was? Like natural gift right there. Just natural
Yeah,
and natural drive. You know, like yeah, just you know how to do that. So
yeah.
that's what's up, man. Do
So
you remember recording your first song?
Yeah, I still remember the song too. It was
Yep.
called "I Got It," and we were that's when we first started. That's when he first started the studio. He built the studio in Long Beach, and it was like right down the street from like Edison, and we was recording there for like a couple months, and then we ended up having to move from there to another spot, a bigger spot, where more people would come through and stuff like that. Lucky Luciano, all kind of people.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Um,
He was in
yeah,
COB, that guy, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was just talking to Gutter about that earlier.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Shout
All
out
right.
Crooked
Yeah.
L. Shout out Crook. Yeah. So being from the West Coast, so you've been paying attention to these diss tracks that they've been dropping like crazy. It seemed like that's a new fad or something. It seemed like it's a fad or something. Like they all of a sudden and shit.
It's always been around, but when you know, like, yeah, we want your take on that because I think it's always been a part of hip hop. It's just like right now, it just seems to be trending. Yeah.
Didn't somebody predict that? I wonder who could have predicted that.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest because that's all I can be. I really haven't been paying attention to it. And as far as like diss tracks, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I really don't feel like we at a space where we should be tearing down our own people. You know what I'm saying? We at a space where we need to be edifying the culture and building up the culture for something more positive, right? And if we continuously going back and forth dissing each other, like what positivity is that bringing? You know what I'm saying? It's only damaging us. So, I really kind of stay away from that. Yeah, I hear the talks. I heard a couple songs, Drake, not Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick. I heard a couple songs, but I'm really not impressed. I'm really not impressed. I want to see everybody come together. Really,
Right,
that's what
right.
I want to see.
Yeah, I can relate to that too, man, because I haven't really been in the loop and
Yeah, it
following
feels
it.
like the media is going hard on hip hop right now and shit. Like trying
Yeah,
to.
I just think it's like a circle, you know what I mean? Like hip hop gets to a certain point, like even like in the nines, and everybody starts battling, and then that stops, and then it just goes back around, and over and over again. You know what I mean?
yeah, it is a cycle, and we're at a point right now where a lot of the music that we were listening to for the past 5 to 10 years phasing out. Right,
Yep.
it's phasing out,
Yeah.
and it's time for something new to come in. Which there's nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be a revamping of something that we've had before. You know what I'm saying? Back to the lyrics, back to the bars, back to a message, back to a story, back to positivity, back to teaching the youth. Like that's what it's really about.
Yeah, man, those wise words spoke right there, man. You know, like I've been meaning to make like different clips right there, and that right there, I'd like to even make it short if we could do that. You know, I've been trying to.
Fine. It's
'Cause,
perfect.
yeah,
We expected wise words with this one, most definitely. We got Israel Porter in the building.
yeah,
So,
and hopefully about lyrics and stuff like that, and like structure and you know, having substance to the lyrics, not just
Yes. I mean, substance is a very important thing, anybody could make a song about anything. Anybody could make a song about how many women you got, how many blunts you smoke, how many cars you drive, how much money you got. But at the end of the day, what is that? How is that going to help somebody? How is that going to help somebody progress in life? How is that going to help someone be more, right? And
hmm
I feel like a lot of times we put too much importance on those things instead of the importance on everyday life, the things that can help
Yeah,
people through their daily
yeah,
struggles.
100%.
yeah. Like there used to be so much more variety and stuff too. Like when hip hop started,
Man,
you had
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
party rap. You had the party rap. You had the backpack rap. Like
yeah,
you had like X Clans and the Public Enemy. Like of
yeah.
positivity,
Miss those
upgrade.
days, man.
yeah.
Underground,
Miss
East
those
Coast, West
days.
Coast, down
We had
south.
the Biz Markies and Digital Underground where it added a little bit of comic relief and stuff. But like there
Yeah.
was yeah
And we had people like KRS, Rakim, of course. We had people like oh man, just the teachers of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like we lacking teachers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to fit in with the younger crowd and the younger generation, which is cool. I mean, you don't necessarily have to shy away from the sound, but just the topics that you're talking about can change, right? So, it's just a lot of yeah, I just get tired of hearing the same thing over and over. And I'm
yeah
35. I'm
Facts.
35. I've been listening to the same stuff for 35 years. I'm
Yeah,
done
no,
with it.
I agree.
yeah. It's only And then at one time it was about like headed for self destruction. Like when KRS you mentioned him.
Self
Like for
destruction.
self destruction. And then what's the catch-22? Then now we're hearing songs that are really very self-destructive too. Like
Yeah.
I'll just pop
Yeah,
five. You know, uh, there's only so many.
And it's
yeah,
crazy because we went from a culture to where we didn't glorify hard drugs. Now everybody and their mama's talking about it. And it's kind
Right.
of like,
Molly Percocet.
man, like and here we go from a person who doesn't even use drugs. So
Yeah,
it's like you're pumping all this stuff to the kids. You're feeding them these messages, but yet and still you're not partaking in any of the things that you're talking about. So it kind of, to me, that's fake. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
not real.
Yeah,
Like that's
So
what I'm trying to. What's wrong with this picture? Like exactly that's
yeah,
how come they're not promoting, putting the money, like they know the problem, they go all this rap stuff, they put money into all these people who killed a whole bunch of people and they thanking God at the end of the day.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
they killed everybody, they coming to get their Grammy, I thank God. And it's like, damn.
don't even let me get started on that.
Yeah. But
Like
yeah,
Sexy Red. I thank everybody.
you put
Oh
into
my goodness.
artists and stuff, like yeah, like yourself right there.
Nobody wins in war. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Oh, but I think everyone could eat, but I think there's a lot of agenda, and that's yeah.
Right. Yeah, that whole, we had the DOC out here. He was talking about the doors. You know what I'm saying? He never went through the doors. And that's why his documentary hasn't dropped. You know what I'm saying? Because he's scared. He's annoyed. He don't know which door to go through. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never went through the door. He had opportunities, but he never went through.
I mean, there's always gonna be a carrot in front of the horse's face. It's just what the horse does with the carrot, right? So
I like that.
you know, it's a lot of stuff out here that's okay. In the words of Biggie Smalls, plain and simple, everything that glitters isn't gold. Okay, and we
Yep,
all know that. A lot of
yep.
these people get offered all of these things until they feel like, all right, I can't do this no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little too much now. It's becoming too much. It's such and such and such and such and blah blah blah. And it's really, do you want to infringe on your morals, or are you gonna stand 10 toes down and continue to be you and go the long way. Sometimes the long way is the best way. You know what I'm saying? People
Yeah.
want a quick, fast buck, but I mean, you
Fast
know,
money.
it's never worth it. It's never worth it. It's really never worth it. It's more of a headache than you going the long.
Yeah,
Always strings attached.
yeah, your credibility does. You know, you lose the credibility along the. You know, like I heard an analogy, and of all rap groups, and I'm just saying this ain't representing the hip hop. You know, like hip hop as a whole, but
Yeah.
ICP and St. Clown Posse, one of the members did say something smart where he said you could take the ski lift to get to the top, or you can hike up that bitch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and you know what? It's worth more when you hike up there. Like
if you hike
it's
up,
worth more
yeah,
because you know that's something that you technically built from the ground up, and can't nobody take it from you. And it is different when somebody just handing you everything you need to do what you need to do, and it's like, okay, well, you're gonna treat it a certain way. You're not gonna have enough respect for it. You know, when you actually earn something, you respect it more. You know, you treat it a little bit better. You know, that's like if somebody gives me $1 million right now versus me working for
Yeah.
yep,
it. I mean, hey,
yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, and they're doing that to a lot. You know, like somebody pulls you aside. This happens to a lot. They could be like, hey, how much is it going to cost for us to get you like, just forget the positive stuff, man. We're gonna pay you. You know how to rap. You do all this. Get you killed. You know, killed. Talk about Papa Molly. All this. You know, like not everybody has like. They say everybody has a price. No, not everybody has a price. So.
Well, shit.
Molly
for
Percocet.
me,
That type
for
of shit.
me, for me, I would say my integrity is not for sale.
Amen. That's what's up.
I mean, you can even, you brought up Big, rest in peace, Big, rest in peace, Pop, but look at Pop, his early stuff compared to when he
Oh
got
yeah.
down like.
Oh yeah,
Straight
that was a
positive.
360.
Man, yeah,
180.
yeah, that was a 180 for sure. Because if it was a 360, then he would have landed right back in the same space he started in. But I mean, for
That blew
you
my
know,
mind right. Yeah, he would have been right back. Yeah.
I mean, you know, at least Big had enough sense. He was like, you know what, I'm making all this music and stuff. I'm having a baby. Man, I'm gonna change up my music. You know what I'm saying? And it was a little too late for Big. You know what I'm saying? Like he ended up being killed. But you know, you can put it on the floor, baby girl. Thank you. But I don't know. For Big, it was a little too late. It was a little too late for Big. I feel like Big could have been way bigger if he would have still been alive doing the positive music that he was doing. And that probably would have made the positivity popular because, you know, we don't got a lot of that. At least not then. Maybe now we may have, but, you know.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. Because I mean, definitely like that. When it comes to Big, you know, when they always like compare, you know, with Pac and all that, it's like I think some people don't always follow like us as lyricists. We follow that where he put words together and formatted them. The style was different, you know.
Yeah.
Both were dope MC, you know, like dope MCs. But I think that sometimes just gets you know,
It gets obscure. It gets, the waters get muddy. And, you know,
yeah.
I feel like with situations like that, because I mean that was like the first real beef in hip hop to where it escalated and went from a music thing to like a real physical thing, and you know Pac stomping out Orlando and in the club, and all kind of
Yeah.
craziness. Like,
Yeah, we know the
like
rest
all of
is
this, yeah, like all this transpired from music, bro. Like, are you serious? Like,
yeah.
He got away scot free.
Yeah, well, shit.
No, he didn't. Cause look at him now.
No, he didn't.
Look at him now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Karma.
What comes around? Yeah.
Karma.
Comes around.
I
Law of
definitely believe in
reciprocity.
karma.
Yeah, well, shit, look at
Goes around,
like the
comes
Lynch
around.
Mob and Ruthless Records. We had a few members of the Lynch Mob behind this shit telling stories about the, you know what I'm saying? The Lynch Mob and Ruthless, they got into it for real, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. They really was out there fighting and tug of war and all that. And
he out there? I said, was Easy out there, like fighting with them?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was in the middle of it all.
Well, yeah.
I heard Easy was strong as hell. Like that motherfucker was like a bull and shit. I heard Bone talking about that.
Built like a tank, yet hard to hit.
I actually met Easy when I was a kid too. It was crazy.
That's cool.
I was going to school and he pulled up one day in his blue lowrider. Now look like that Easy. He like, yeah, that's Easy. Yeah, big ass. I mean, when I talk about a big sock full of money, this man's sock was like that much packed with money. I said, dang,
that's crazy.
Damn.
Pilled us all $20 a piece and went in the house and just chilled out. I'm like, dang, bro, that was Easy. Like,
dang. He's definitely in my top five. And, like, influenced my stuff like since I was young.
He's one of the first hip hop artists I listened to.
I liked his swag. He had a dope swag. Even though he wasn't a great writer, because Cube was the writer for sure.
Right.
But even though he wasn't a great writer, he still had the voice and he had the way to deliver it. Right.
Exactly, man. You hit the nail right on the head for me too. Yeah. The voice,
man. Funny too. He was funny as shit.
He changed the look of hip hop.
Just making me see.
Give me that nut, yo.
Pennies down in the.
Or Automobile. You ever hear that song Automobile?
Yeah. That was on NWA.
Yeah, that used to be one of my joints.
I just know, like, growing up, I consider myself a hip hop baby. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up with on the East Coast, starting off in like local Detroit artists and things like that. But when the West Coast hit, like when NWA hit and all that, it was like a game changer. Like I felt like the whole everything changed, like for everybody. Like damn, like okay, that's what I'm talking about. Like we can feel this and shit.
It really tripped me out. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the Chronic was the first album I bought. You know what I mean, with my money.
Oh wow, dang! The first album I bought was Eminem Relapse. That was the first album I bought. Every other album, my brother had it, so I just got it from him and borrowed it and held on to it. He had the Genesis from Busta Rhymes. He had the Chronic 2001. He had the Chronic 2002. He had he had all of it. He had Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. He had the whole album. So I used to listen to all his tapes. I'd sneak in the room and play his tapes, go in there, smoke some weed, and just chill out. But,
damn, that's cool as shit. What was your first album? Just like hip hop album?
My first album, it was probably like I want to say like LL Cool J Radio. I think I bought 3 tapes.
That's dope.
Because my first album was like even aged me more because I'm not from that exactly, but it was like it grabbed my attention.
I know the first rap I ever memorized word for word was LL Cool J. I'm Bad. That song I'm Bad. I memorized that shit word for word. I was young as hell. I was like probably like 10 years old.
Motherfucker, who could do that?
I was like, this shit is hard. That was
the crazy part about it is, I used to man, dang, that you just brought back memories, man. Yeah. Wow. I remember I used to have what was that? It was Exhibit. Oh, Man versus Machine.
Oh shit.
I used to have that album on repeat.
That right there.
Repeat, bro. Repeat. Oh my goodness.
I remember when the Chronic
production. The production on that album was crazy. Dr. Dre was
Dr. Dre did that shit. I knew it.
Goodness. Oh,
Alcoholic.
One of the greatest producers ever.
Ever. Most definitely. Shout out Dr. Dre. Shout out
him for real. Yeah.
Him. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it in order. Dr. Dre, Swiss Beats. Dr. Dre, Swiss Beats, Timberland, Kanye.
Yep.
And I gotta put myself in.
That's
hell yeah. You gotta put yourself in there, man.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
it's okay to be a fan of yourself, cause like shit, you got to keep pushing you. You know, yeah.
Right. You got to make music for yourself. That's what I was told.
Yeah, you're the first person that could believe in you. You know,
Right.
it's you.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. True deep.
Yep.
So, what was it like growing up over there on the West Coast? Like during that time, was it like was rappers out there like that? Like you said, Easy pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Like his Detroit, we ain't have all that going up. We wasn't popping like
I
that. You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
I mean, as far as being around that time and being young, going to high school and stuff like that, I mean, no, I didn't really see too many rappers around like that. Easy was the only rapper that I seen at that specific time. But for the most part, there were people like, in school, like trying to rap, beat on the lunch tables, and you know how they do
Right.
Hell
at
yeah.
the ends, and
That was
beating
the
on the
original
table.
right there. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
it.
it.
That was it. And that's where
Yeah.
it started. You know what I'm saying? And it went from there. And the people that stuck with it. I mean, 2-3 years later, you hear him and you're like, man, you wasn't sounding like that at first. Like, bro, you got
And he was,
better.
he was
Like,
he was in the lunchroom rapping to the.
yeah.
That's how it was when
And
I first seen Eminem on MTV. Cause I was in the studio in '97. Cause the Outsiders from New Jersey, they rocked with Bizarre. They came to Detroit, and one of them was my boy. We went in the studio. He's like, yeah, this white dude about to blow. He's about to blow this and that, all this and that. So we smoked the blunt with him. We was kicking away. He's recording the Infinite album, and he gave us a little demo tape
Oh
that
shit.
had like 4 tracks on it and shit.
Oh
And I could
wow.
only remember a couple bars and shit. Like I remember he said, "You act like you never seen somebody hit a lick before. Smash the window. Grab the Nintendo 64.
Nintendo 64. Yeah.
And stuff like that. I was like,
Yeah, they
oh,
put
man.
that song on next Friday.
That's a
They put
good
that
back.
song on next
So
Friday.
Yeah, I think they
he
ended up
respects
using it on some. Yeah, but it was on.
Yeah.
We had the demo. I
So
don't even
Easy,
know what happened to that tape, dog. But
Next
it's
Friday.
probably worth so much money. But then, like 2
so
years
was it?
later, to see him on like, "Hi, my
Next
name
Friday.
is," and you see Dr. Dre and shit. It's like, damn, that's Eminem. That's Eminem.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's not the same guy. Like, yeah, it is.
Right.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I was
crazy how
surprised him. That was Dre on that shit.
it's crazy how you can see somebody one day and they're just a normal person like you, and then see them a couple months later and they're like the biggest
Yep.
thing in hip hop. It's like crazy, bro. Crazy.
It is.
I
Yeah.
can imagine being in that situation and like being around somebody and like next thing you know, like they're like the biggest thing in hip hop, like the biggest thing in music. Like, dang, bro. I used to play basketball with you at the court.
Yeah.
Man, what
For real.
the heck? I never knew you could do that. Like, bro, it's crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. Yeah. Like, damn.
I saw when I lived in Westchester, I saw the rapper Asher Roth. Like he would go around like rapping and shit. He made a song about Westchester back then called I Love Dub C.
Yeah.
And he was pretty dope. And then like I remember like a month or two later, like I'm flipping through like the TV and I see him like I love college. I'm like, yo, I was just fucking chilling with this dude, man, at a party and shit.
Exactly.
Then he came in my barbershop when I was cutting hair up there. I cut his hair and shit. He gave me like he gave my boss a signed record and shit. He still got it.
Oh wow.
Oh damn.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad you shared that right now. No, that's dope.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
No doubt.
You don't know he gets his, he used to cut it nice. Now he just lets it grow and shit.
Do you got
Right.
any other stories, Israel Porter? Like any shows, any studio sessions, anything like that that you want to share that stand out, like in your mind, like
Oh man.
even meet
Or if it's
somebody or
open
something?
it up, like have you gotten to meet some of your heroes, like just
Right.
legends, like
Good
kind of open it
question.
up.
I was always told you never meet your heroes. And I understand why.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I'm
Just-
Oh my God. Yeah.
leave it like that. But no, I met some pretty dope people. Like I never thought I would meet half of the people that I met. I met Beretta the General, one of Dr. Dre's close homeboys from childhood. He was actually one of the first artists from Aftermath when Dr. Dre left Death Row.
That's what's
Um,
up.
I remember
okay,
that album. It had like a
the
bomb
name
exploding on it.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
Aftermath
this
album.
dude,
Yeah.
when I first met him, we was going downtown. We was going to Hollywood actually, and we pulled up to Hollywood, and we pulled up on the street where we was gonna meet the other homies, bro. And we pulled up, and he like, "Oh, that's my boy Bo," and I'm like, "Bo, I don't know who that is?" He was like, "You don't know who that is?" I'm like, "Nah." He is like, "Man, don't trip. I'm gonna introduce you to him." So we parked the car. We walk all the way back. You know how Hollywood is long, and everybody packed and got meters and all that. So we gotta walk all the way back. We walk all the way back, and we get back to Hollywood and Cahuenga. And next thing you know, he's like, "Yeah, man, I want to introduce you to my boy." So he's like, he came over there to come get some tacos and stuff. He's like, "Hey," he like, "This the next Kendrick." He looked like, "All right, man, bring him over." He's like, "All right, bring him over." And so he brought me over later that night, and he heard me. He was like, I let him hear a verse, and he was like, "Man, that he had to push his girl off him." Like, "Bro, I don't even want to hear what you're talking about right now. This young dude is fire. Like, I've never heard nobody rap like this before. Like, this is crazy." And
That's what's up.
he was like, "All right, I hear what you could do there, but now I want to hear something more like with a verse and like a chorus." And so I spit an actual song for him that I did like years ago. And he like, I never had nobody react like this to my music. Like, he closed his eyes and he was just vibing, really vibing. He was like, "Man," he didn't even let me get to the second verse. He's like, "Man, stop. Come tomorrow. You're recording for free." And everybody
That's
looked at
awesome.
each other like, "What?" Because
You're in.
he
You're in.
always charges everybody like 300 up. You know what I'm saying? $300 and up per
Yeah.
session. So he looked like everybody looked like this dude get to come for free. Like, I mean, what can I say? It's the man's establishment. He told me I could come for
Mm,
free. I pulled
yeah.
up and built a relationship with him. I met one of Tekachi 6ix9ine's ex-producers from Treyway. His name is
Oh,
NY. Man, I met a
okay.
lot,
Yeah.
a
Wow.
lot
Oh,
of
hey.
people, man.
Yeah. Damn.
Blatonio keeps up on that mumble rap
Yeah.
stuff. He got a son that keep up on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, they don't take it as no. I'm just saying. Yeah. No. I like.
Oh
Also,
my god.
side project that I do. Yeah. So that's what he's talking about. Also, yeah. With that, I do keep
Yeah.
up on that. Yeah. We'll discuss that later if you want. You know, like I do have a couple different like music personas I do, and one of them is kind of like based on the current generation, but it's kind of like embodies all of everything that everybody's shaking their head at right now.
It's like a
It's
parody, you know what I'm saying?
big parody, yeah. But it's kind of
It
like
should
doing it
be
right, like
it
not
should be
doing
called
this.
like cringe rap. You know what I mean? Cringe rap.
But yeah. So yeah, but yeah, like on that, yeah. So I keep it, like yeah. When you mentioned that right there, the producer there, um,
Yeah,
so shout out to yeah,
yeah,
Shout out
man.
to No Pants.
yeah.
That
No
was
pain.
one of them.
Yeah,
Then
right,
there was
yeah.
this where was I? I forgot where I was. Damn, who did I run into? I forgot. I forgot what happened. But man, it's been so many different experiences. I've met so many different people. Just not even doing music, just being in the right place at the right time. And they just end up finding out later on, like, "Oh, you actually do music? Oh, let me hear something." And when they hear something like, "Bro, you're dope." Oh, that's who it was. It was a show out in Long Beach, and we went to they actually called me for a show, and I go and perform at the lodge, and I guess Big Super from Wu-Tang, he pulls up,
Oh,
and
oh shit.
he's friends with Dorado from Mo Thugs, and they
Oh,
pulled up, and they watched me perform, and then after the show, he kind of pulled me to the side. He's like, "Man," he's like, "You're a star, bro." He's like, I had never seen nobody up and coming do what you did. Like you walked in the crowd, touched people, you did everything like you were supposed to do. He's like, I've never seen nobody do that. He's like, you on your way, just keep that up. And then we going back to go shoot the video. This is all in the same day. We're going to shoot a video for my boy Baby Mac, and Snoop Dogg's manager was there. Snoop's manager was there. Dorado from Mo Thugs was there, and a couple other people I really don't know. 40 Cal and a couple other people.
40 Cal, okay.
And
I know Sloan Bone from over there in Long Beach.
40 Cal,
yeah.
I'm familiar with 40 Cal, yeah.
So they pulled up, and you know, we shoot the video and everything. So he got to take Dorado back to the house. Dorado ride left. So he's like, yeah, man, take me back to the house. I'm gonna stay around the corner. So we pull up, and he's telling Baby Mac, like, yeah, man, I'm about to go on tour and such, and you know, I want you to go with me. And he like, yeah, man, well, I can't do the tour, and you know, this is my last album and stuff that I'm doing. You know, I gotta take care of the fam now and such. He was like, but my boy he can go. I look like, put me on the spot like that. He was like, man, you ain't heard him rap? He was like, nah, I ain't heard him rap. He's like, man, spit something for him. So I spit the same verse that I spit for Beretta, and he looked at Baby Mac. He like, bro, where did you find this dude? This dude is crazy. Where did you find him? And he was like, well, you want to go on tour with me? I'm like, yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, I'll let you know when it's set up and everything and such and such. So, you know,
That's cool.
I got to establish a relationship with him. A couple other people, man, just a lot of people. I done met so many people, so many different experiences. I can't even list them all. I'd be here forever trying to explain them.
Yeah. Oh, what's up? Yeah. And what you said, you know, like what you said earlier is like, it's crazy how you'll meet them. Sometimes it isn't even nothing, like it's not always at a rap show. Sometimes it'll be just, you walking through, you could be going to a convenience store and all of a sudden, bam, whoa.
It's destiny. You know what I mean? It's destiny.
Yeah. You know, one day you beefing with Talib Kweli sometimes, you know, and then I'm just gonna
hosting a podcast.
Yeah, like Testament Fly, he's got his own like kind of little bit of history. That's actually how we met him, was through like a previous kind of like beef, but it's the craziest thing how you meet people, you know.
Yeah. It is, man. It's
go ahead, Chester, if you want to like how I was just kind of like,
I'm
you know,
saying then you go on a podcast, you know what I mean? Go from Talib blowing up your inbox to being on the podcast. So
yeah, because like really, you know, like friendships can come out of like beefs too, you know, like things, you know, and it's not just like riding with, you know, like all enemies teaming up and all that kind of stuff. It was like really
that's how I met you, and I don't know, you introduced me to the whole team, and I don't know, I love like what you guys do. I thought it was really dope how you guys interview people. And
I'm not sure if you've seen his antics, have you? Like Israel partner.
You said what now?
Have you seen like Talib online or heard about his antics online?
Well,
I'm sure you have.
I was kind of in the middle of it without being in the middle of it. Only because you know.
Shit.
Oh, the same. Actually, wait a minute. Hold on. I think the same woman. Yeah, just wait a minute. Hold on. That was a dumb question from me. But yeah, no, wait a minute. Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Only because, you know, my relationship with Vish, you know, the fellas over there, Alien Gang.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go into that.
Because I was like, wait a minute.
Because I don't want to get that man no credit.
That's how we even got it. He wasn't even on our radar, dog, until we had Vish on. You know what I'm saying? And then he started inboxing us, tagging us, and we like, what the fuck? Why is Talib tagging us and shit, talking shit? So then we turned him into a character and like started clowning him. He actually shared it. It's still on his Facebook page and shit. He got more views than his other shit.
Like, you don't have Instagram no more.
Yeah, we shared a lot of our stuff, and then actually that's where we Chester McFly and all was just like you know, hip hop fan, was actually a Talib fan, an actual
realize
Talib
that
fan.
he had so many.
Don't meet your heroes. That's what you were saying. Don't meet your heroes. You were 100% right on that.
So I don't know if So I was like, wait a minute. yeah. With
At,
this.
once upon a time, I'm not gonna be all the way facetious. I'm gonna be honest. At once upon a time, I did have a certain type of respect for Quali, but
Myself too. Yeah.
Yeah, as did I.
I noticed that he was not the best out of Black Star. The best out of Black Star was definitely Most Def. Okay,
Hell yeah.
hands down.
Yeah.
And
Before the dress. Before the dress.
yeah, definitely.
Most stress.
You know, definitely. But you know, I just, you know, I really I didn't like how the situation played out. And I didn't like how he handled that situation. I felt like it was really suckerish of him. You know, it,
Yeah.
to be somebody of a high stature and a high caliber and to digress yourself to a state like that says a lot about you. I really don't need to ask anybody about you after seeing something like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it is what it is, man. I just hope that brother finds the light. Okay, that's all I can say.
Yeah,
That's all I
yeah,
can say.
because like on the real, yeah, that's really what we was trying to do. Because when we got dragged into that, the same way you got dragged in, actually, it sounds like you were pretty much in the same way we got dragged in. All we did was just like, whoa, why you tripping? You know, like this, you know, that's good people, you know. And then, oh my gosh, then give them more ammunition that, oh, that's Royce the 5'9's brother and everything. We got all that, and then he thought he was gonna like turn his own brother against him and stuff. That was
That's
ridiculous.
never gonna happen. I don't know why he would think that would happen. That was never gonna happen. If anything, that was gonna get you a check by your name. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that check by your name ain't a good thing when you're dealing with Royce or when you're dealing with Fish. Because they're like this. They're in no.
Oh yeah, we knew that.
Man.
So the Hood Spoken Podcast, long story short, we did have a small series. I mean, I don't know, you may have seen a couple of them, but it was like we tried to give them an outlet, you know, like comedy. You know, like we are. I was the albino Talib. Like I was his albino brother.
Telefib
So
Kuala. That was the name.
so Telefib Kuala. Telefib Kuala. Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
And it just makes sense, you know. But the way you'll have to see it to understand it. But it was like, yeah, that's how I met, you know, everybody in there.
Talib put up a video was like, I'm a conscious rapper. And he kept saying that he had one of his comedian homies in there laughing and shit. He's like, I'm a conscious rapper. And he kept saying that.
Darnell Rollins.
So then,
Darnell Rollins.
Yeah.
Ashley Larry? Is it Ashley Larry from
yeah. Darnell Rollins. Darnell
and
Rollins.
that inspired the video that Talib shared on his page. He shared it on all his platforms and shit. And it got more views than all this other shit.
So we knew he was baiting us by then because we had this back and forth with him for a while. So it was kind of like, yeah, and it was like, man, if I don't, he's gonna almost be mad. So I did it, and it was like
the crazy thing about that is I actually see that's a reoccurring thing with him. It's not just a one and done. Like he does it to everybody, and it's like, how much time do you really have to be doing all this stuff?
Yeah,
like shouldn't you be doing something else? Shouldn't you be worried about trying to make an album or something?
Exactly.
Yeah, he was messaging high school friends I haven't talked to since high school. And he's like saying, yeah. And they were like, yo, John, like this dude's like messaging me. This is crazy. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get you involved. And I had, you know what I mean? But and then they were like, and like fighting with him and shit. It was crazy.
Is this actually Talib? Is this actually Talib who's?
Hey, one of my friends, they thought it was like a fake account, but I'm like, no, it's really Talib. He's fucking nuts.
Yeah, we think
that is wild.
They might have had an Instagram. What is it? Intervention. Yeah, they might have had an intervention on him. That's why his Instagram down and shit.
Because he's banned for life.
We do have an episode that has our explanation of why he disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious! Wow. Yeah. He said it.
He was kidnapped by somebody. It could have been Chester McFly in our series. Like we have a series. as a comedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. You look a little nervous now, Justin. You
Nah,
kidnapped.
that's all good, man.
No.
Talib, like I said, he be watching the videos though. I know he does. Like it was weird that one time we talked about him late, remember? And then the next day my account was like blocked and I couldn't get on. His brother works in Meta. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I was
that. Actually,
yeah, I was able to get,
probably know about that from Vicious, Israel Porter,
You
right?
said what?
That his brother works at Meta, like that Talib's brother works at Meta. Like you probably
Yeah,
heard.
I was told
yeah,
that.
Facebook.
I was told that, and you know, I'm gonna just say it like how it's supposed to be said, and it wasn't a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have family in places like that, they can do certain things, right, that you can't do.
Oh yeah, because of what happened to our brother, our brother right there, Vish. Yeah.
So
Yep.
you know,
He got it back now, though.
yeah, good
Shout out
stuff. I'm
King
glad he
Haitian.
got it back.
And guess who doesn't work for Meta no more too, from what we found out.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
got fired too.
So yeah, there you go.
Hey, like I say, man,
Adios.
y'all don't like ugly.
Right.
Y'all don't like ugly, man.
Facts.
Yeah.
But his page is still up on Facebook. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I think he has. He doesn't have anything else besides his YouTube account.
But when you think he doesn't pay attention to it, he has blocked a couple people on there too. So it's just letting you know.
He got me
I
blocked on
believe it.
Facebook.
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe it.
He
Well,
blocked
that's
me
good.
'cause I'm-
That's cool. You didn't get so you didn't really get too like wrapped into it then, at least.
No,
right?
no.
Like dropped your
really
name,
don't.
like, oh, you rock with this guy?
Yeah, nah. That
Oh,
didn't
oh, no.
happen. Nah,
Oh, that didn't happen. Okay, yeah.
no. But
Good.
I just, you know, due to the fact that those my guys, if they go, I gotta go too. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
yeah.
So, you know, it was a little, you know, Zan did Rap God, he did his diss on him. A couple other people did a diss on him.
Yeah.
Kind of like this little back and forth thing. And I mean,
I gotta hear that rap guy this
I didn't expect him to do nothing back. I mean, what has the man done in 12 years? Nothing. So it's like I can't expect him to write a diss back. I can't expect him to write a diss back to Vish. After Vish dropped the Brenda's baby, bro, that was it. I mean, what else can you say?
You gonna get the
like something historically, like if you had to do digging through the archives, did you see the Diabolic? Like Diabolic, I guess, was an old enemy of his. I had to look through the archives. It was like he did a response to Diabolic, you know, and like I wasn't familiar with Diabolic.
Yeah, but how long ago was that though?
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't have known Diabolic's name without talking. So it was like, dude, you boosted his name. And then I listened to it and it was like, but it wasn't a good response. It sounded like literally, Talib trying to sound like Eminem.
It sounded like As Is trying to rap.
As is.
Wait. You try to sound like Eminem. I gotta hear this track, yo.
It is. Yeah, look up the Diabolic diss from Talib. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm saying when did it you know when it came out?
That one, it was a couple years back. Because I mean, like if you look everything on the history of him, like he's got a history that went from Twitter to Instagram and and that's why I made up the comedy thing, like where I was making a skit, because it was like I made a diss track about him. No, that didn't get his attention like it did my series, and I had a whole series, and I'm out by the top of it.
Yo, you did his voice perfect. His voice, the way you did it, it was like a freestyle, like I was saying, man. It was incredible.
Like you guys are Nazis, and I don't agree with that. That is where's my glasses? like yeah, I had to glance. I'm a concert rapper, and I just can't stand it. You know, I'm the best. My brother is the best hype man that is out there that has ever touched a microphone. You know, he opens up for Lauryn Hill. He's rocking the mic with Lauryn Hill. You know, killing me softly with her song. You know,
one time,
yeah, one time was two times.
Two times.
That guy, man, that guy needs help. He needs some kind of
that's literally why. Because it wasn't out of hate. It was like literally, I wanted him to hit me up and be like, dude, let's make it happen.
And that's the thing, man. I don't hate nobody. I just peep things that people do, and that just turns me off with people. And what he did with that whole situation with Vish and A Villain and all of that, like that was that was a little too much. That was above and beyond. Like, okay, I'm used to seeing like rap beefs end up being actual rap beefs. You know what I'm saying? Not where you're gonna talk back and forth. You just gonna argue all day on Instagram and on social media. Like that's lame, bro.
Like Vish said, well, I'm not gonna be able to touch him, you know, in real life. I'll just drop this disc. You know? But it's like for real, you know, he really can't come out to the D. You know, it's like he comes there, he might meet some trouble. Yeah.
He's not Eminem, it's Feminem.
He said he told us when he comes to Detroit, he gonna check in with our boss. That's what he said. Our boss, Royce the 5'9". But shout out to Royce the 5'9" and Heaven Studios and Kid Vicious. We rock that.
Shout out Royce. Shout out
Royce. Like what he's saying, he's checking my boss. That ain't
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't hitting Royce up and shit. You got beef with his brother. Our beef came from that. We ain't even give a fuck about you, Tyler.
Literally, that's about And we talking too much about it, so we'll drop that after this. It was just like, but that's all I was saying. It was like we were trying to give him an outlet. Actually, going back to that beef. When I made that comedy, it was like legit. Like, dude, we could smooth this out. You know, we could have me and even stage something. You know, you got like his albino brother coming up, stick it up, and you know, do some WWF shit.
That would have actually been kind of.
Yo, that's awesome. Yeah, like the Undertaker versus the Undertaker. Like, versus the albino brother.
You know, I think even like Mitch was even down with it. He met it. I went to one of his lives. You know, like, you guys are Nazis. You know,
in a steel cage match.
Yeah, and Vince slapped me on there. He was like, play out. Everybody was like, what the fuck up with this dude? Why'd you put him on here, Vish? All you guys are Nazis. No, I'm gonna shut all your accounts down, you know, because you guys like mess with my brother. You mess with the wrong one. You mess with the Greens, man.
Yeah, he got me reported so much. I said like to somebody as a comment, like I want to get like a cool design. So I would like to get that as a tattoo. I think I showed you, and they gave me like, oh, this is because I'm shadow banned, and like, no, this is I got in trouble for that. So I want to get that as a tattoo. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, but going back to the reporter because I was like, well, I was like, no football.
Sorry.
We got Israel.
No, like. Are we all done? Are we all done on, you know?
That's all, folks.
Yeah, because at the end, there's no hate on that. It's like it's laughing actually.
Yeah, it's very laughable. Very laughable. Especially.
So what you got in the works right now, Israel Porter?
Yeah. Endless Productions. I'm actually working on an EP right now. Something different, something for the culture. And I wouldn't say the culture that everyone knows of, but a different side of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Bringing something a little bit more structure, a little bit more positive, and a little bit more uplifting to the culture because it's necessary. We need it.
Coming back more to the foundation?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Back to the roots of hip hop.
Like that's needed. Yeah, the foundation.
Like that, maybe that Nas and Damian Marley album was pretty dope. That was like a very uplifting album, you know.
That's why I had to say foundation right there, you know.
Distant Relatives.
Yes, that was a beautiful album. I had that album play from the beginning to the end. It didn't skip one song. Like that album was fire. And I think they need to make another.
Yeah.
We about due for it.
Fuck yeah.
We about due for it.
That's a really good idea.
We need part 2 to that one. Distant Relatives. We need part 2 for sure. That's fire. But yeah, man, I got this EP I'm working on. I kind of revamped everything, you know, the direction that I'm kind of gonna go in for the EP. It's gonna be self-titled Israel Porter EP. I have well, I'm not gonna give y'all too much. I ain't gonna tell y'all
Well,
too
yeah, well, no, yeah, all the magic, yeah. Just send it to us. We'll promote it though. That's what I was gonna say. Like when
for
it,
sure.
yeah,
For sure.
of course. A magician can't give away his tricks, as they say.
Yeah,
You know,
Can't show the guy
man.
behind the curtain. You know what I mean? The wizard.
yeah. But no. What you can give us a hint to? Yeah, we'll put out there. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
You
for sure. I got a
so go
song
back to the
actually.
comments.
I got a song actually right now that I'm gonna drop on the EP. I kind of already like did an early release, kind of put it on YouTube. I haven't put it on any other major platforms because I'm trying to figure out how to get around the streaming, right? And streaming's like terrible. You know what I'm saying? For all the artists that know, like it's terrible. Streaming is it's terrible. That's all I could say. But
Yeah.
trying to find a way to where I can get it to where it's like direct to consumer. So, for me to the consumer, they pay for it, or they pay for the project, or they donate for the project, and I send them, they got the project. But
Yeah.
that's
We
what
have
I'm
like a
working on
website
right
or
now.
something like that.
That's what I'm working on now. I'm working on putting all of it
That's
together
what I
and
thought.
making
Yeah,
it make sense.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, and I think, wouldn't you say that's kind of like the dilemma of hip hop right now? Is like to get it where you can get something, you can give a sample, but are people gonna take the yeah.
You know what? I think the streaming. See, you know what? I'm gonna keep it a million. People get spoiled, man. And
Yeah.
and when you get the streaming platform, anybody can just go and download Spotify right now. Anybody can go just download Apple Music right now. Anybody can go just download these apps, and you can automatically have free access
Everything.
to any music, any song you want. So it's
Yep.
kind of like, well, why should I go pay for it if I can go stream it for free? Well, because if you stream it for free, I'm only getting pennies, and not even that.
Yeah,
But if
that's
you
the
go
thing. They
buy
screw
the
you over.
song,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
it's kind of counterproductive trying to do it that way when you have the major artists pushing the streaming, like they're pushing this, like pushing it.
But
And
also like have it in your hand though, you know what I mean? Like back in the day you used to have a CD or an album, you know what I mean? Now you don't have it, so you can't
They're
see
trying to
it.
see if hard copies could ever come back. Like if you
oh
got an
man,
opinion on it too.
I like
Um,
that.
oh man, I'd be out here like Ludacris, so
yeah.
80,000 copies on the street, like a million in the record company.
Right.
But we don't have it like that no more. This
Yeah.
digital age took
Yeah.
over, and it really killed the artists, man. Like it really killed the artists, and not as far as like creativity, but as far as like putting money in the artist's pockets. Like it killed the artists, man.
Yeah.
Like hands
Like
down. And I knew it was coming. It's funny because back in like 2000, I would say 2008, 2009, I knew it was gonna go digital, but I didn't think it was gonna be this bad, right? I didn't think that they would do what they chose to do with the streaming platforms and take majority of the money and leave you with like crumbs. I
uh,
didn't expect them to do that, right?
yeah.
So but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard Snoop Dogg only got like I don't know, you just say like got like 40 grand for like all of his like listens, you know what I mean? He was like one of the top streamers, and
That
that's
was
all
on
he got, he was
Spotify,
saying.
I think. On Spotify.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's crazy.
ridiculous,
You
man.
get pennies on that shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Ridiculous,
fractions
Yeah.
of
man.
pennies.
I mean, like, yeah, I think the youngsters did discover a little bit of, but of course they were right onto it. Like with when they called the people SoundCloud rappers, I think that the youngsters were smart. They found some way to kind of bypass all the major labels. They were right on that. But then as soon as they saw, oh, they're going over this way. I
They
think they
stop
went.
yeah, they stopped looking over there then. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah.
You don't hear people
Like,
coming out SoundCloud anymore really
the
like that.
Illuminati, yeah, shit,
You
they were
know what I
smart.
You know what I think it is though? I think it's the artists that are trying to get on need to stop making these artists not artists, but they need to stop making the major labels look like they're something. I mean, that's really who's behind all of this. The major labels, the big corporations, the Jimmy Iovine's, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
the people behind this stuff. So it's
Yep.
like you gotta outsmart them, right? And the way to outsmart them is not give them none of your music. Don't give them nothing. Make them pay for it.
Yeah.
Come on, like, I mean,
Yeah.
especially if you have a very solid core fan base and you have a lot of people that listen to you and even come to your shows and all of these different things, make those people pay you. Make them pay you. Make them pay you to do what you need done. It was a guy who I met. His name was Westblood. He always told me, "You make these people do what you want them to do. You don't do what they want you to do. You make them do what you want them to do. And
Make
if
them
you
work for
can't-
that dollar.
And if you can't, it's plenty other people out here that will do it for you. You know what I'm saying? If
Yep.
somebody truly believes in you, they're going to take a chance on you regardless of what. They're going to make sure that you have everything you need. They're going to make sure that you're in the right spots. They're going to make sure that you're in the right position. They're going to make sure that you have the right management. They're going to make sure that you have the right, all of that, A&R, everything. So, a lot of these people, they don't really believe in the artist. They just see a dollar. They just see a quick dollar, and they want to make that quick dollar. And once that quick dollar's done, and this artist can't make that dollar no more, then they get rid of him, and then now it's the next one. And then they get rid of him, and now it's the next one. And then they get rid of him, and then that cycle just keeps perpetuating itself over and over and over and over. And it's like, when is it going to be enough?
Yep.
Like, when have we had enough? And I'm tired of it, and I know other artists, they tired of it too. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're not
like people of the culture, like who actually respect the culture. I think that's where it's getting most frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, especially the ones who respect the art form,
The art.
actually have something to say on that mic, instead of like the little babies and the baby and all these other people. I mean, if we really look at the hip hop, okay, last year was supposed to be the 50th year of hip hop, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
No. Yeah. Speak on it.
But that high was actually a low. And I say that because out of all the time that I've been paying attention to hip hop, I've never seen sales decrease by 40%. Like, that's crazy. Nobody's going to a little baby concert. Nobody's going to the baby concert. Like,
they say country's killing it
crazy.
right now. They say country music killing it, I've been hearing.
Hey, and if it
That's
is,
why Beyonce made a country album.
Well, yeah, and
You got
how many
Jimmy
different like collaborations? Yeah, people kind of going crossover and stuff. Yeah, so that's
and you know what?
It's music.
I'm not against crossing over, man. If it can help you, number one, get better, because that's the name of the game. Get better, be better. Right? If it can help you be better, but also you can reach more people, do it.
Absolutely.
Forget what these people talking about. Do it. Because, just because they don't appreciate it, there's always somebody out there who will appreciate what you're doing and what you're bringing to the table. There's always somebody out there who will appreciate you doing the crossover, right? So that's like, if I'm gonna use rock as an example. I'm a hip hop artist, and I just, I want to cross over into rock. I want to pull a Machine Gun Kelly.
right. Yeah, no, all right.
That's a good. That's a great analogy. Great analogy.
I mean,
But I mean,
like rock is like it's kind of been back and forth. I mean, we heard it since Run DMC did King of Rock. Yes. So, but
so,
go
I
ahead.
mean,
yeah, but for today,
even when we put genres like country, I mean, as quiet as kept. I mean, the Black culture is where all these forms of music came from. So it's
That's
like,
true.
when somebody says you know, I don't want to do gospel, or I don't want to do country, or I don't want to do, bro, it all came from the same place. You might as well learn how to mix it together and make
Like
it your
bluegrass, right?
own. Yeah,
Yeah.
come on. Thank you,
I mean,
bro.
before you got country, you had
Universal.
blues. Before you had country, you had blues stuff. So it's like, you know,
There you go. Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
worldwide too. Like we heard a lot of the
Yes. Yeah.
old school artists go across seas because
you know,
they made money. Them fans are loyal. You know what I'm saying? They love that shit. They love hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
like I compare hip hop to
That's
jazz a lot because jazz has so many different styles of jazz. You know, like you start
yeah.
out
Yeah.
the Armstrongs and stuff. Then you got big band, but then you also had
Yeah.
like,
Jazz. Oh
yep,
man. And see,
with,
this is the thing, right? And even as a hip hop artist, and being a conscious hip hop artist, and especially being on positivity
mhm,
in America, that's not the leading thing. People don't want to hear that. They want to hear gang and negativity, right? So
yep,
in my mind, I
Yeah.
felt like, you know, why not take my music and instead of promoting it here, promote it over there across seas, promote it in places where, you know, they really respect the craft, where they
see,
really respect hip hop, instead
yeah,
of trying to promote it here where it's only gonna get a little baby shine compared to where it can get a bigger shine and
Yeah.
a bigger audience at.
What do they
So, you
say?
know,
America is spoiled with hip hop because we got so it's everywhere. I mean, this is where it started. Here over here, you can. I mean, I get allegedly, you know what I'm saying? People got different stories where it started and shit. I mean, and
I,
if it's been 50 years or not, you know what I'm saying? Or over 50 years. And like
yeah.
KRS once said, where the fuck was y'all at the other 49 years? That's why he ain't did the other
yeah,
49.
yeah, yes,
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
the OG was not lying, man. He, you know, he's one of the ones that actually he don't play no games for this culture, right? And you know, he's a each one teach one kind of brother, which I highly respect that. But you know, I know he doesn't have his hands in a lot going on right now because it's like, wow, you know, they don't even respect us. So it's like, why would we go and put ourselves in harm's way or in the line of fire for these youngsters who don't even respect the ones who came before them? Right?
yeah.
That's like little Zan saying, "Oh, I
Oh
don't."
man,
Yeah, don't even let me start on.
oh wait here, hold on, because like my character, Pac's boring.
One of his
Yeah,
characters.
bro.
Yeah,
Like what?
yeah, blasphemy. Yeah, yeah, that's what No Pants is based on. Is that kind of shit right there? Yeah, Pac's what? Wait, Pac's boring.
And you know what? If it wasn't for Pac, a lot of these people wouldn't be making half the music that they're making today. And
Right.
this is the reason why it surprises me that when you bring his name up, they have no respect or they don't pay no homage to him, right? Especially
They should be thankful that he's
outside of the
not
West
here.
Coast.
Actually, they should be thankful he's not here because they definitely wouldn't be here if he was here.
And I say that all the time. If Pac was still around, a lot of these artists would not be in the industry at all. We wouldn't have no Young Thug. We wouldn't have no Rich Homie. We wouldn't have no Lil Baby. We wouldn't have no Baby. Honestly, I think we wouldn't even have Lil Wayne. Okay,
Right.
if Pac was
Yeah,
still around,
Yeah.
yeah,
because
Because they would have held him
that's
to a higher standard. You're absolutely
unthinkable.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would Jay Z be
Or
as big as he
Wayne
is
would have
without Big? If
have
Big
a
was
different
here,
standard in maybe. Yeah, is what I'm saying.
if Big was
Like,
here, would Jay Z be the king of New York? You know what I'm saying?
no,
Fuck
Or
no.
hell no.
no,
That's
no,
what I'm saying.
His best songs got Biggie lines
no.
in it. His best songs,
Right.
he's using Biggie's
Every
lines.
song, every song has a Biggie line. Sometimes it has a whole Biggie paragraph in it. You just got to be able to spot it.
yep.
But
Yeah.
you know, I just you know, and to that, I really just say, you know, he did what he did to become who he is, and then once he got to a certain part in his career, like you could tell he started using his own bar.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
On the
don't feel
blueprint and
like
shit.
his bars were foolish like he says they would be. All them rings and things you think about on that song, you know.
Yeah.
He's like,
Mhm.
he said, I know my own flow is foolish. I really don't see
Yeah,
how,
yeah.
because a lot of the
No,
stuff that you
no, he's
say
smart. He is smart.
is dope. You know, I just feel like you don't have a up to date style, which, you know, that's okay, because after you've become a staple in hip hop, you don't really need to keep up with the Joneses. The Joneses need to keep up with you, right?
Yeah, he's copying a gay painter, Basquiat. He's trying to look like Basquiat now with the hair. If you look up the painter Basquiat,
Yeah, Basquiat, yeah. No, I'm sure you
that's
see
what
that.
Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z's trying to be Basquiat
I
with his
see that
style. That's what
shit.
hip hop
Yeah.
Basquiat.
And you know what? It's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Basquiat is a
Basquiat, I
very
love
prestige. He's a
He's
very
a
prestigious
great
painter.
artist.
Very prestigious painter. And you know, that's kind of like Rembrandt and certain painters to me. But you know, as far as like the style that Jay-Z uses, like if if okay, I'm gonna say it 100% how it's supposed to be. Lil Wayne took Jay-Z's style and wiped it down. Okay, he wiped it down, polished it up, and
Yep.
he revamped it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Lil Wayne would have kept that instead of always talking about this swag rap and stunt rap, he would have actually still been on top today. We wouldn't even be looking at Drake. Okay.
Right.
But because he went off, okay, I'm gonna say it like this.
Yeah, because
Carter
Drake
1,
signed him.
fire.
I mean,
Carter
Lil
1,
Wayne signed
fire.
Drake.
Carter 1, fire.
Yep,
Carter
Carter.
2, fire. Carter 3,
Yeah.
that's what we start getting shaky. Carter 4, nah, bro,
That's
what
when
are
he
you
was
doing?
turning into an
Carter
alien
5,
and
it's like,
shit.
okay, no, I'm turning this off.
Shout out to the
Like,
alien gang.
you see what I'm saying? Like the more he does, it's like he's losing the passion for the music. Now there's some stuff that I've heard recently where Wayne is snapping again. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the Wayne we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Where
The
he
Hot
been at?
Boys Wayne.
You know?
The Hot
And,
Boys
and
Yeah,
Wayne.
come
yeah, I
on
heard that new
now.
verse.
There you go, Jay. So it's like when I see him trying to get back to what he was once doing, it's kind of like, bro, you're a little too late. You're a little too late, man. Because when we needed you to snap, you wasn't snapping. You was doing all that auto tune singing. And I don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
yeah.
Don't
Oh,
get
man.
me wrong. I like the auto tune, but it's not for everybody. It's not for
No.
everybody,
Yeah,
right?
and
And
I
it's
think even
become
moderation,
oversaturated.
like you could do
No,
hooks and stuff, and it works. Just like I think it got overpowering. Like there's some
some of them,
moderation.
like I
Oversaturated.
seen NLE Chopper like do a verse, and I heard it without the auto tune, and it was like the worst thing I ever heard. It was like nails scratching on the chalkboard. Like
Like
I don't
hearing
know.
Lil
Then
Uzi without the shot, hearing Lil Uzi without the auto tune is terrible.
I
And see,
forgot who
you
got
know,
chased out of here because he didn't
he's
have the
from right.
auto tune.
He's from right around the corner from here originally. I'm from Philly, so yeah.
yeah, and you know, like I said, man, leave the T-Pain to T-Pain. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
leave the
and the guy
T-Pain
can
in.
sing. Like if it's auto tune
I
cut
like
out,
that.
he can still sing. Like so it's like it wouldn't be a problem. Like if that auto tune cut out, nope,
You
that
don't
nigga
need it.
you're gonna hear like you're
You
not gonna
don't
hear.
need it.
Nope, you're gonna hear this.
Yeah. Like you don't need it, man. You know, and I mean, it's crazy to me that I be around people that came up in the same era of music as me, but they gravitate more towards the auto tune sounding, singy, and it's kind of like, bro, where's the bars at? Like, where's the actual music at? Like, where's
Yeah,
it's like
it's not,
when you try to introduce them back to it, they're like, oh no, I don't want to hear that. You look
Yeah.
at them like, well, what are you talking? Never mind, I'm gonna leave you alone. Never mind, I'm gonna leave you alone. It's just
the
terrible,
auto
man.
tune spell.
Yeah, and you see
Yeah.
they try to get Little Yachty to freestyle. He couldn't do it. He's like, I
The
don't know
auto-tune
how.
spell,
Like
it's
with the
almost
beat,
like
yeah.
an auto-tune spell. I'm like, it's just like, damn it. All right. They hear that.
He didn't like those old rap beats. He's like, I can't rap on these old rap beats or something. Remember?
That's and that's another thing too, is because it's like there was always, I don't care what artist around the 90s, somebody always had a beat that I wanted to rip. Oh,
Hell
it's
yeah.
like when we go on Sway in the morning, and you know, you got those kind of artists coming up. Okay, for example, the baby was on LA Leakers. Every beat they played for him was a trap beat. I did not hear one old school like actual boom bap, Big Pun or you know, Fat Joe. I ain't hear none of that. So it's like,
nah,
where is the real music at? Like, where's the real love for the culture? Because if you continuously making trap sounding music, it's kind of like that's not it, bro. That's not the
hip hop used to be about being original, like not trying to be like somebody else. You had to be your own. So you was trying to make your own lane and shit. Now everybody sound the same shit. Not
And that's
everybody.
they don't, and it's not. It's about like today. Like they don't think about longevity. It's like just here today and gone tomorrow. They don't care. They just burn out fast. You know what I mean?
5 Zans in the van. Oh, I just pop 5 Zans in the van. Oh, you know,
and
I'm
you
just
know,
doing dance with my mans. Oh, you know,
Sipping
you know,
on that lean. Yeah.
it's too many ad libs.
And now I'm gonna
feel
put.
like that.
I popped the bean. Oh,
I feel like the ad libs are overpowering the song.
Right.
yeah.
Like the ad libs are overpowered. Yeah. Yeah, like it's too much of that. Like where, like
I done
Where's
went
the
to the
lyrics at?
club
Where's the
last night.
bars?
Like the Migos shit. Yeah. I just when you said that, I just envisioned the Migos. Like it is.
yes,
No,
yes,
and
they're
see,
part of it.
they taught no pants. My character, like they were responsible for what I what I do with no pants. Yeah,
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I be on Instagram sometimes, especially last year, and I was watching like certain like little reels where people like they're not rapping, they're just saying all like sound effects. And it's like, is this the
Yeah.
future of music? Like this can't be the future of hip hop.
Skirt.
no, yeah, it's skirt. That's the most. Yeah,
That shit crazy.
Yeet.
Like, bro, what?
What
I
about?
don't get it. I don't get it. Like, yeah, like, bro, where's the bars? Like, okay, it's cool to have it's cool to make the verse shine, right? But
hype yourself up.
if you're already not saying nothing, then what's the whole purpose of an ad lib?
Yeah, it wasn't hype to begin with. What am I getting excited about?
It's a cash grab. You know what I mean? It's like for a little bit of money they get. You know what I mean? Then they burn out. Like where's Little Pump at? I'm not hearing about anything Little Pump doing.
Watch it. You might get no pants in here.
Smashing $1 million cars with all that damn money he's made.
You can thank J. Cole for that one. He got that man up out of here. And you know, we need more of that. You know what I'm saying? Get them up out of here. Like we need more of that. Get them up out of here. We need more of that. And you know what? That's what I really expected from Kendrick. I really expected that get them out of here type of bravado, right?
Yeah, that's what I wanted too.
And you know, because it's too many people in the way.
Yeah.
It's too many people in the way who's not actually,
like Jill Scott said, you get in
or like Rick Ross right now talking shit, making little diss tracks on Drake and shit too.
He need to go sit himself down somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
He's like 50 years old right now.
A lot of them. A lot of them. But you know, age doesn't mean anything, right?
Real talk right there. Say that again for the people.
Age doesn't mean anything. Age does not determine your talent.
No,
okay?
There's no age in art.
Yeah, I'm 40 now.
So it's not about age. It's just about what you talking about. You still talking about the same stuff, and you 50 years old, like you haven't grown up yet. Like that's the part that's bothering me because it's like,
Quality over quantity. Quality over
man, like
quantity.
you still talking about all these drugs you didn't sold or you're supposedly selling, but you ain't sold no drugs in how long? Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
you
Like,
still
gotta
telling the whole
evolve
story.
as an
Yeah,
artist. Yeah.
Or you're telling your roommate's stories.
You ain't gotta be a trap rapper
What
or a
else could
mumble
you
rapper,
tell
but
me
you gotta
another story?
evolve. You know what I'm saying? As an MC and shit, you gotta continue to grow and shit. You can't just stay in one spot.
and this is why he is not where he once was. This is why a lot of these artists aren't where they once were because the people got burnt out on that. How many times do I want to hear? How many times do I want to hear that or something? How many times do I want to hear, you tiptoeing on marble floors? How many times do I want to hear that? I can only hear that so many times before I be like, okay, man, I'm done with that. Next.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Like 3 people already said, or 4 people, more. Yeah. That's great.
That's why I like people like Vish, because Vish always makes it interesting. He always has something different to say and a different way to say it. And he has multiple different styles. He doesn't just have one style.
Right.
And see, when you listen to people like Rick Ross and especially like the Rick Rosses, Snoops, and certain people like that, they have the same style over and over. Their voice never changes. You know exactly who they are.
He always says that.
Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Rose.
I like back in the days. When artists would make a new album and you would have to rack your brain trying to figure out who it was. Like that is real progression. That's real progression. Because not only are you changing your style, you're changing your voice, you're doing different things, you're experimenting with your talent. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's why it's called the lab, because you're supposed to go experiment. See, but a lot of people are afraid of experimentation and they don't want to get looked at like they're, weird. But I mean, hey, look at Andre 3000. This man made a whole flute album and it was fire.
He's walking around Philly playing the flute. This bitch in Philadelphia Inquirer, he's playing the flute, walking around Philly, yo, on Broad Street. I swear to God, yo, I was like, this is nuts. I didn't see him, but it was on the news. But they're like, he's just walking around, look like a bum.
Bars,
He was like
you know
playing
what
the
I'm
flute.
saying? Andre 3000 got bars. That's a motherfucking bar guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
His last album was a flute album, though. Did you know
was
that?
there a meaning behind that too, like a double meaning, almost like was he like, here I could drop an album without bars and shit like that, and I still got better bars than half of
a
you
lot
rappers.
of you cats.
Yeah, then a lot of
Somebody
you
could sample that, though. They could sample his flute and make it into a beat.
Yeah, he ain't talking about.
That's why he did it. He did it so people can sample. For people like me, like producers like me, producers like Timberland, Swiss Beats, and all these guys, he did it for that specific purpose. So that way you can take pieces and chop it up and make your own out of it. And that's giving more to the culture than he could have gave if he would have did a rap album.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me,
probably we wouldn't be talking about it.
Samples we heard before, but it was new. Yeah, like Roy Ayers, Roy Ayers and stuff. Like. Shit.
And you know what? I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it when rap artists, have more than one talent, right? Because you're not a one-trick pony. When you're Barry White said something very profound. He said, if you come in this industry and you only can sing, he said, you can forget about it. But he said, if you come in this industry and you can sing, you can produce, you can play the guitar, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. Oh yeah, you're an asset now. And because you're an asset, you're going to go further than a lot of people who just are just the one-trick pony. So,
it said triple threat, like, if you just like sing, act, and dance and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No real talk. Yeah.
Like she's the triple threat.
It's triple threat. Yeah. I mean, 'cause, like, we could also bring up, like, well, you mentioned like Timberland is a dope producer. How many people expected that one song is Too Late to Apologize being him?
Nobody expected that. Not even
Like
me.
I
Not
somebody
even
played it
me.
first time I heard it that many years ago, and I'm like, okay.
When I
Somebody,
first heard the song, I took to the song. I liked it, you know. But after hearing it like for the fifth time, I'm like, okay, this song has
yeah,
meaning.
yeah,
Like it has meaning. And you
yeah,
know, when you have a song that has meaning, it lasts forever.
yeah.
Like it's timeless. That's like one of the most timeless songs I've ever heard. Besides, you know, Alicia Keys, Nothing at All. Like there's timeless music out here. It's just, you know, if it ages, are you going in the studio with the intent of the song aging well? Is the thing. That's
Yeah.
really it.
Do you
And
want something for the moment, or do you want something that's gonna be
yeah,
people gonna be playing?
and a lot of the stuff that we've been listening to is not going to age well at all. I
No.
don't.
No, 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 no. I'm trying to say no.
Yeah, Drake knows how
No,
to sell
that's something that I'm kind of like
streams,
laughing about right now. I'm just trying to
but his
think of
music
people like,
sound the same and shit.
and then like youngsters like picking it up and be like, oh yeah, that's great. You know, no,
So
no, some is not.
you produce all your music?
Yes, yes, and I'm very meticulous about that because you know, if you don't produce, then you can kiss half of that royalty goodbye because 50% automatically goes to the producer.
Right.
So you
Cool.
know, if you if you don't produce, you're only getting your writing royalties or what you get for actually writing a song, right? And if you're not writing the whole song, you say you only write a verse and a chorus. A chorus is worth 25 points. You see what I'm saying? A verse is only worth 10 points.
Yeah.
A bridge is worth 5 points. So if you sharing that song and you divvying up the song with other people, then that cuts a lot of your royalties too.
Right.
So you know, being in control of the music, the actual composition of the music is important, right? Like I remember Kanye West saying, you know, I get 3 checks. I thought about it. You get 3 checks. And I thought about it. I said, oh, he's the producer, he's the artist, he's the engineer, he's everything. So it got to go through him before these people even see it. I said, okay, all right. So that's what I'm gonna do. And when I met NY in Hollywood, when I met
Yeah,
NY, Takachi's ex-producer,
Takashi people right there.
he had told me he was like, you got a deal, right? You getting offered this deal for 70/30. He was like, well, you can kiss that 50% goodbye. He said, you're only gonna get 20% of it. He said, you know why? Because you don't make the beat. He said, then you're gonna have to hire
Yeah.
somebody like me to make the beat for you. And he said, I'm not gonna charge you no $20 a beat. He said, I'm an actual Grammy nominated producer. I'm gonna charge you a pretty penny. And he was like, you know, my advice to you is learn how to make beats. Just learn how to make beats. Even if you don't play, just learn how to make beats, how to put them together, how to make them sound good. Just
Yeah,
learn that. You know what I'm saying? And if you learn that and make your own beats, then you know you'll be getting that whole 70%. You can count on it. So I
yeah,
said, okay. I took a breather from music and I pondered on that for a few years until it made sense to me. And you know, I just got behind the boards and started messing around. Some things I play, some things I don't, some things I use samples, some things I don't. It just depends on whatever the moment calls for. But for the
yeah.
most part, you know, yeah, I make my own beats. I got to. I got to.
Yeah.
I
No, that's
got
what's
to.
up, man. No, that's dope. No, I mean,
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that like compared your music to Kendrick Lamar because when I was listening to your music, I kind of caught that vibe, like that kind of like Kendrick vibe and shit. Like I was like, yeah, but it was dope. I listened to a track with you and Rap God X. It was dope as fuck. I was banging that shit. It was pretty dope. But I was definitely feeling a Kendrick vibe off that. That's what when you said that, I'm like, damn, I was thinking that too and shit.
Yeah, he's he's one of the people that I look at on the West Coast as the top of the top. Right? And the reason why I say that is because there's no one that has come along yet that actually has footing in the industry that can do what he's done as far as music, right? As far as bars, the way he puts his bars together, how he structures it, how he delivers it. Like Kendrick's
He
that
got a
guy.
Pulitzer. He got a Pulitzer Prize.
Thank you. So I mean, it's like, you know, you can't. And when people talk crap about Kendrick, it's not that I get mad. It's just like, under what rock have you been? Like, under what rock have you been?
They gotta have some like logical reasons, you know, like let me understand why you personally don't like him, you know, that kind of thing. You know?
I got a couple friends that are just like stuck in the '90s or like older hip hop, and they just don't want to hear anything like modern, even if it's good lyrics. Like they always like shit on it. I'm like, I don't fucking get it. You know what I mean?
I don't get that either, because you know what? When you listen to Kendrick, you get the best of both worlds, man. Especially when you listen to the way he's a student of hip hop for real. Like you could tell, like he sat behind and steadied. He sat behind and steadied the greats on purpose. This is why he became what he is and who he is, right? So I look at him, I look at people like him, I look at people like Royce, I look at people like J. Cole, I look at people like Fish. Like these are like some of the top lyricists that I can mention. So it's like to try to put all of those people together into one canopy like that, you gotta be fired. Gotta be fired. Right? And if you study the greats, you can easily become a great, right? That's what I believe personally. So, you know,
you know what I heard actually? That he actually wrote a lot of those songs for Baby Keem, and he like dumbed them down on purpose because he knows that's what people like, and that's how he presented it, and that's how like Baby Keem blew up. I don't know if you ever heard that or not.
I believe it.
That makes sense. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah. Okay.
When I hear Baby Keem, and I heard the blues, I heard all of that, right? The stuff that he first came out with Baby Keem and all that. When I first heard Baby Keem, he didn't sound like that. So it does make sense to say that, you know, Kendrick probably did have his hand in that. And if he did, I mean, hey, that's what you're supposed to do for your family. You know what I'm saying? That's his actual blood family. You know, you're supposed to put your family in. So I mean, I give him 100% credit for that. You know what I'm saying? But when I hear Baby Keem on those tracks, it does sound like Kendrick to me.
Yeah, like he dumbed it down.
Yeah.
Like he dumbed it down. Like he's like, I'm gonna write some dumb down shit.
You know what?
A dumbed down Kendrick.
I always had a gift for listening to an artist, and I could tell if somebody else wrote it, and I know exactly who. People will look at me like, "How do you know that?" Just I have a gift. I just know. I have that ear. I know who. I study these artists. I listen to them day in and day out. I listen to how they put their words together, how their rhyme patterns are. I listen to all of these things. So when I hear another artist emulating that same pattern or emulating that same style, I'm like, oh, I know where that came from. And they looking like, well, how do you know? I'm like, bro, can't you hear it? Like,
listen to the Chronic with Snoop and Dre. Dre's got that Snoop Dogg flow. Listen to the Chronic 2001. He got that Royce the 5'9" Eminem style flow. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z flow.
And then on the Compton album, they had a song with Snoop and Dre. They had a song with Snoop and Dre where Eminem wrote it, and you could tell if you listen to it, you could tell Eminem. I think Kendrick wrote Snoop's part. Like Dre had like Eminem's, and then Kendrick did Snoop's in this one song.
Stuff where I hear the DLC who's like, you know, lost his voice. So of course I, you know.
On my bad, Blatonio.
Oh, no,
when
no, I
you
was just saying, yeah, the DLC I had to bring up, for sure.
oh
That's
yeah, DLC's fire, man. Still to this
Yeah.
day, DLC's fire.
to me, yeah, he's my top 5.
He also
Like
wrote a
Legendary.
lot of songs for Easy and NWA and Dre. And
You could
I
tell when
feel
he
like he
arrived.
need I feel like he needs to do a song with Kendrick. Him and DLC need to put something together. Like that would be
I
fire.
could see that right
That
away.
would
Yeah,
be fire. We
yeah.
need
What do
that
you
right
think
now.
about the AI with him, like doing his voice with
Well,
like the AI? You know what I mean? Like so you
yeah,
can
can
hear
we
him again.
talk to him about that?
I mean, doing the AI, I feel like that's I have so many
It's
mixed
still
feelings
his
about it.
pen, though. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's
I mean,
still
it's
his
because he lost
pen.
his voice,
His
like
pen.
with
Yeah,
his
like it'd be
case.
his. He'd be
Once he
writing
voiced
it,
the
and it'd
voice,
be he
when he
writes it.
voiced the
I
line.
mean, he
It's
still
like his old
For
voice.
him,
It's
he
just
might be an
AI.
exception.
even though he lost his voice though, he still raps though. And
Yeah.
that's the crazy
He's
part.
yeah.
And
And
he's
actually, I
still
heard a couple of
fired.
things. He's still pretty dope with his voice, though. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
lost
like
voice.
Yeah.
all he needs is just to get his voice mixed a certain way. And
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
sound
That
Yeah.
might
fire.
be,
Yeah.
yeah, that might be what
It'll
it is.
sound
'Cause,
fire. Like it really don't he don't need no AI. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he could use it, it would be dope to just hear,
Because it
I
would sound
mean,
like the old DOC. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
so, like bring it back to
I
like.
feel he has to do it though. He has to,
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
put
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
lyrics
Like
in and
he
stuff like
dropped the
that.
J List talking about like a concept for a song that I can't wait to hear and hopefully gets released. And he talked about it's kind of a battle between him and his new voice and his old voice that he's doing.
Yo, that's a great idea.
Yes.
That's fire. That's
So I'm
fire.
like, no,
That
listen
would be
here.
fire.
Like, and it's like, yeah, high energy, flow with the wind be,
That'd be fire. That'd be
yeah.
fire. That
So
would
you'll
be
be half
fire.
AI and then half him, like how he is now.
Yeah,
You're saying?
That's
yeah.
fire.
That's what he's
That
talking
would be
about.
fire.
Yeah.
We mentioned that,
All
yeah.
right, that's a really good idea. Yeah.
That's a fire idea. I didn't think of that.
But that could be a hit song right there. That, yeah.
That could be a hit
Most
album.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely get it.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah. The Me Too movement based on the
No.
DLC though.
Pause
Yeah,
or
not
no Diddy.
not
No
that Me
Diddy.
Too movement. Yeah, not that.
Pause or
Yeah.
no Diddy. No Diddy.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
No, dude.
How do you feel about that? Like what's going on with him right
He's
now?
Just had to bring up Diddy.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna leave it like this. Babylon is falling. That's all I'm gonna say.
Amen. Yes.
Babylon,
The
and
gatekeepers is cruel.
all these people were in the dark doing the deeds that they were doing. It's all gonna come to light. And like I was told from our Father above at the beginning of this year, this is the year of exposure, and we ain't seen nothing yet. This is barely just the beginning.
Yeah, Cat Williams was
Yes.
saying that. That's what Cat Williams was saying.
Oh,
Yes.
multiple other people said it besides
No,
him.
yeah. I know when they just start saying it,
One
it's
of
like, yeah,
one of your basketball players from Detroit just went publicly and just told the whole world that the Messiah is coming back and that they need to repent. So it's a lot going on right now.
Real talk.
Everybody who's in the middle of that, TD Snakes and Cleflo about $1, all these people, they all gonna be exposed. Every last one of them. And if they're of course they are. Of course they're in the middle of that because we're talking about a beastly system, right? Which the whole world is ran by. This will be the last empire according to man and by man and for man and so on and so forth. So,
They use nukes. That's it, yo.
oh, it's gonna be worse than that.
Yeah.
I just don't really buy into a lot of the stuff that's going on behind the Diddy situation. There's a lot of propaganda and there's a lot of this and a lot of hearsay and a lot of that. All I know is that whenever they do catch up with him, he's going to be under the jail. He's going to be under the jail. And everybody who was in cahoots with him, they're going to lose everything that they thought they had. Um, like I tell people, man, the 450 prophets of Baal. And if you look that up, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's one
Yeah.
little video Elijah and 450 prophets of the Lord, Baal.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you know when you see all of this stuff happening, just know that the end is it's here. You know,
You know.
and that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave that at that. I don't want to get too
Real,
biblical.
real talk. No,
Yeah,
that's
because
no.
there's
I
a
know
lot
what
of
you.
real
Yeah,
shit going on in the world right now, like all over the
I'm saying
world,
right
not
there.
just here.
Yeah, like what I've always followed with is manifestation defects. The
Oh yeah,
manifestation
man.
is
Like he
it's
says, man. He says, "Watch and pray." That's what he says.
yeah.
You know.
Anything that's been kept in the shadows is gonna come forth to light. You know, with the manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2024, everyone keeps saying.
Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you like this: when you seen that eclipse over the United States on April 8th,
Yeah.
that was a sign from him. And when you look back at the 2017 eclipse, the 2023 eclipse, and the 2024 eclipse, it makes an Aleph Toph, which is the beginning of the Hebrew alphabet and the last of the Hebrew alphabet, ancient Hebrew, not the modern Hebrew that we see today. So when you see that, that's letting you know that he's the beginning and he's the end. Didn't he say that he's the beginning and he's the end in multiple places? So when you see that, you know that we're here. We're here now. But not only that, that Tav has a very significant meaning. That Tav is 400, and that Tav marks the end of the 400 years of slavery that we've been through, right? So, you know, a lot of this stuff is happening. You know, the cicadas coming up from the ground. Two types of cicadas
Yeah,
that's coming up at the
yeah.
same time, bro.
No,
That's unheard of, right?
One's
And
every
you
like
ain't
couple
lying.
years, and one's like every
there you go.
14 or 15 years. One's
There you
down there for
go.
a long time, and they come out. They don't come
There
out
you go.
together.
Right.
They come out separately.
So you know that there's something going on a little bit more than what they're trying to lead you on to believe. And there's a little bit more going on to, what's going on, right? And when we start seeing all of these big billionaires start going in bunkers and building bunkers and doing all of this stuff, they
Building
know
rocket ships. They building fucking rocket ships. These
where they're
motherfuckers.
gonna go. You can't go nowhere. We're enclosed.
They
We're
trying to go to
enclosed in
Mars.
here. Ain't
Yo,
nowhere
you
you
know
can
that.
go.
Yeah, you know that rocket Elon makes. Like it can't even get to the moon. Like they have to
No.
refill it. They have to refill it in the sky, and then like refill it again so it can get there. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And you
Like
know
eight
what?
but
rockets.
somehow we're able to send something up to Mars and stuff. You know, make it out there, and then I
Well,
can't
that
get
Star
reception
Wars
when
shit
I'm
been going on
by
for
the mountain.
years.
Yeah, I go up to the mountains and I can't get reception. You know, but
Do you ever?
that's it from Mars. Yeah.
Some of those videos are weird. Like, do you ever see the ones where it looks like they're like underwater and there's like bubbles sometimes, and there's like they're supposed to be in space.
Yeah, man.
It's
And
like
Yeah, the water's something else. The
it's
ocean.
trippy, right?
They say we don't
What up?
know the ocean.
Go ahead,
you could
Israel.
fake space like being in the water. You know what I mean? Because water, you don't have like you're like floating, so you could fake like you're in space if you're just like make it like dark behind you.
Man,
Oh.
if I told you some of the stuff that I knew, bro, I can't tell you on here.
But,
I can't.
Yeah.
But
hit me up
it's a lot
after
of
this.
stuff going on.
Like, or just like, yeah.
For sure, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. The only thing that I can say is that, with the Vladimir Putin situation and what he put out about the Russian icons and so on and so forth, I mean, a lot of people already knew. A lot of people already knew who the true Hebrews were. A lot of people already knew. But, we have a group of people that's still trying to hold on to their ideologies and trying to hold on to certain things, which that's okay because they're going to feel really crazy when they see a black man come through that sky. So, it is very interesting to me to know that Russia never played a part in any of the slave trades ever, and that's significant. That's
Yeah, man.
highly significant.
Man, that point right there, yeah.
That's significant.
Thinking about it, yeah.
Everybody else
Wait.
did, but you're the only people that didn't. And then
Wait,
on
didn't they
top
with
of
the
that,
Slavic people though? Like the Slavic people, it's
So
like that mean
but I mean,
women are
like
like
you got
slaves.
Bosnia and stuff. Remember, like people I know from Bosnia and stuff right there. It was like, damn, yeah, no, for real.
yeah, but you
So I
know,
think
as far as like the people who came in the transatlantic slave trade, they had nothing to do with that.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
So the other countries did though. Iran, Israel, or the people you see in Israel, they had a problem. They had a run in with that. The Portuguese, all the people, Chinese, you name it. Russia's the only people who never had parts in it. And when you go back and you actually look at the history, not the history that they teach you in school, but the real history, and you open up the books from the 16, not 17 and 1800s, you begin to see something, and you're like, hold on, wait, all these sources are corroborating and saying the same thing. So obviously, these people weren't lying. And we're talking about people like Plato, Alexander the Great, Napoleon Bonaparte, like some of the most famous people ever know who these people are, but then again, you guys are trying to say that, all this anti-Semitic stuff. How can I be anti myself? That don't make sense. So,
but
I just don't get it.
I was gonna ask if you follow Professor Griff, like from Public Enemy. Professor Griff from Public Enemy. He was like he's voodoo from there, but of course, like what you're saying about, voodoo supposed anti-Semitic, but it was like,
that's one of the reasons why I pay very close attention to KRS, because KRS did a song. Well, it was kind of like a song. It's like a little song. It's like a little interlude song, and he put the history in there. He said Shem was a black man and so on and so forth. And he broke down Genesis 10. And I was like, wait, he had a song like that? I had to go back and find the song. And sure enough.
Was that You Must Learn Her? Was that You Must Learn Her?
I think that was it. I think that was the
song. When was that made?
It was
like in the 80s.
Because I mean, like his first, I think, or early 90s. It had to be early 90s. The latest.
He was real young when he made it.
Yeah,
and
you must learn.
When I heard the song, I said, see, he knows something. He knows something, and he ain't really saying what he know, because I know why he's not saying it. Because he'll be put under mass amount of scrutiny, right?
Nope.
But like Candace Owens, for example.
Oh the distraction.
Candace Owens was with Rob Shapiro, right? And Rob Shapiro's from that side of the
Ben Shapiro. Rob Shapiro's OJ's lawyer.
My bad.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro.
I was thinking OJ again.
Yeah, no. So,
Ben Shapiro, he's on that side of the equation. And Candace Owens had got into it with a Jewish rabbi, and her career tanked after that. And now she's trying to find herself back in the good graces of, guess who? White people. So it's kind of like, you can't play both sides of the fence.
Why can't she just go on Twitter like that dude Tucker Carlson, like start her own shit? You know what I mean? Like if she got a following, you know what I mean? Start your own shit. They should
follow. Yeah, they should follow. But my thing is, you have to make up your mind first before you try to do anything. Are you going to ride with them, or are you going to ride with your people, right? Because we need you over here, right? They didn't use you until they used you up, and now they can't use you no more, so they got rid of you, right?
You don't think? I heard like a lot of people say she's just acting. Some people say like It's just a
I
match.
mean,
He's not really
well,
like that.
a lot of them are actors, so I don't put it
Yeah,
past
yeah.
them at all.
You know,
You know, a lot of
Yeah,
them
it's
are
true.
actors. A lot of them.
yeah. Like I see anything in politics, yeah, it's always been they had to have somebody doing acting. I mean,
Oh yeah, and you
that's
know,
why I have some favorites, but it doesn't mean I supported them as like their political plays.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
no, definitely not. And you know, I'm against this country 100%, 100 million%, if I can say.
It-
Um,
you save on the Hood Smoker podcast, homie. I mean, yeah, on that, like, yeah. There's off the record discussions we gotta have, homie. Like,
yes, yes, yes. And you know, I just, you know,
um,
I stand where I stand as far as that, and I'm just looking at everything, and I know what that book says behind me, and seeing that the very pages are jumping off, the very words are jumping off of the pages now.
yeah,
Like it's very evident what time we living in, right? And you know, it's a very important time. This is a record-breaking time. Ever since after, especially after the George Floyd situation, a lot of record-breaking events happened back to back to back, and
yeah,
it's like, are you guys not watching this? Are you not seeing what's going on?
yeah,
And it's amazing to me how much people are ignoring it, if I can even say that. Right? And
yeah,
you know, it's almost shocking, but then it's sad too, right? Because we're living in the last few pages of the book.
yes, yeah. And it's like,
Right.
yeah,
So, you know, my only hope is that, you know, everybody wakes up in time before it's everlasting too late.
yeah, man. I mean, I've always said that, like, like X Clan always said the truth. Some say the truth hurts. I say wrong. It's like definitely that always stuck
Oh
with me
yeah,
and resonated.
it
Of
does.
just it needs discussed. Like it needs discussed. And
You know, when I
yeah,
found out the truth, man, I wanted to put religion down. I wanted to put everything down. I don't want to believe nothing no more. I'm not gonna say I wanted to be atheist because I know that there's a creator,
there's a most high, a
but
creator. Yeah.
I didn't want to follow in any one belief, right?
Mm,
But during that time, it was like, no, you can't do that. You got to do this. You have to do this. Pick that book back up and continue reading it. And I want you to read what I want you to read, and I want you to see what I want you to see because you're gonna need this information.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do it. And you know, gradually, slowly but surely, you know, learning more and more and more. And it's funny because a lot of the stuff that I learned, it's all relevant. Like it's all relevant to today. And like I tell people, you know, a lot of people say, you know, religion this and religion that. Number one, I don't believe in religion. I just believe in the faith of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's it. Right. And even if we want to go back to, we want to look at other branches of belief, right? I mean, it all started from Abraham because the three major faiths is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. And all those faiths are Abrahamic faiths.
Yeah.
So the thing is to understand who Abraham was and what Abraham was doing and why Abraham was Abraham. So, you know, that when you find that out, that weans a lot of stuff out. That clears the way for a lot of different stuff. So you can't hold on to those ideologies anymore. Right? And I think that, like you said, the truth hurts. And when you find that information out, it's like, no, I don't wanna let it go. I want to hold on to this. You
Yeah.
know, like
You gotta leave that at the door almost.
when I tell people that Jesus is not a person, they look at me crazy. Okay.
Okay.
And you know, that's what we've been taught. But like I tell people, show me a J in the Hebrew language. I guarantee you can. And if you can, I'll send you $10. I'll be happy to send you $10. But you can't show me no J in the Hebrew language.
That's because it's in Greek. It was in Greek, I think, or something, right?
And
Has something to do with
actually,
Greek or something.
Or was
yeah,
it the letter was I, right? Or that it was I don't know.
yes, it was
Yeah.
Isis, then now your
Okay.
modern
Yeah,
day.
Greek.
I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I was
exactly.
I. Yeah,
But
I.
even they knew they knew what they were doing, but you can see it's really it's really touchy because
It is. Like I
when
don't know how many
when you
different people who
when
have
you
discussions.
understand what the old school Hebrews did, what the scribes did, because they were the ones who said, it's not fitting to use the name of the creator, so we're going to utter a lesser name and substitute his name for the real name and such and such. And you can even see that in the Messiah's time, when the Messiah was still walking around this earth and in this plane. And the book that I have is more closer to the actual Hebrew, so it makes more sense when you read it from that perspective, and you're like, oh wow, so they didn't even want to use the name then. I said, oh, it makes even more sense now. And
Yeah.
and like I said, man, the perpetuation of something, it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. And the more you perpetuate it, the harder it's going to be to try to implement the truth, because people made these lies reality, right? And I understand when you try to attack someone's reality, they get hostile, they get irate, so many different things in one sitting. It is right,
Yeah.
but when when we break all of that down and we pull away all the corruption and you get to see it for what it is purely, you have a more clear understanding on what's going on. And
Yeah.
and like I tell my brothers, I'm saying, no offense to nobody, but it's like, a lot of my brothers are out here, especially after the last year, they've been moving over to Islam and so on and so forth.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
look
Brother
at that.
Killachipmunkproductions. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a member
I
of the
kind
nation.
of I kind of look at that, and it's like, brother, like if you knew what they did to us, you wouldn't be doing it. Like we wouldn't be here, blacks, quote unquote, wouldn't be here in America if it wasn't for their slave trade, for the Umayyad invasion, and so on and so on, and certain things happening in history that we can go back and look at. But when I bring those pieces of things up, it's always refuted with no sources. See, I'm a source type of person. I like to go to the source. I like
Yeah.
to go to the
Oh yeah.
information. I like to
No.
open up the books, right?
Yeah.
And I read a lot. That's what I do. I read multiple different books. I've read the demonic Bible. I've read the Bhagavad Gita. I've read the
So you
Type
Hammurabi
read
shit.
Code.
everything. You're well rounded.
I've read
See
it
myself
all.
too, and
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's
And
what. That's why I
that's
think
dope,
this
man.
is possible right here. Yeah.
yeah.
Like look
And like
around.
I
Yeah.
tell people, man, it's all connected. You just have to understand how it connects and where it's leading to, right?
Yeah.
All roads lead to one place.
Yeah.
And when I
There's not,
say
not
that,
just one path to heaven.
but see, this is what I'm
Long
saying
roads
when I
lead to
say that.
Rome.
When I say that, I don't mean necessarily like you can use all of these different religions to get to the same place.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Good. Yeah.
the
Good point.
knowledge of what's there came from somewhere, and you have to
Yeah.
find where it came from and trace it back, right? And then when you start tracing it back, you'll notice like, oh, that has the similarity with this, and this is this. Oh, okay. So you'll start being able to see what's connected and what's not. And then you can, because like I tell everybody, there's only one true faith. All of these religions came from the one true faith. And the reason why that happened is because Satan wants to assert the authority and worship. Satan wants to be
And
like the
divide.
Most High.
The divide too. Yeah.
Thank you. And
Yeah,
that's what religion means. Religion means bondage and separation at the same time, right? Because if you can, it's like Willie Lynch, right? What did Willie Lynch do? So you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, it's all of these different
No.
components in there. And when you start looking at that and you're like, nah, something ain't right. And
Yeah.
then you have the
Are you're
gall.
familiar with the Willie Lynch letter and all that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I was asking Chester McFly if you're
no,
familiar with
no,
it.
no, no.
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Just gonna say, yeah. just like, shine some light on that because I'm familiar. I was like, what you
Willie
said.
Lynch. Willie Lynch was one of the prime candidates in pitting one against the other, right?
Yeah,
By the
the
uses of small things like a color, a street, a
colorism.
name, the color of your skin, what area you live in, like all of these different things he used to separate and divide the people, which was a Napoleon, that was a Napoleon implementation because that came from Napoleon, divide and conquer. So, like I say, man, all of this stuff is ancient. It's not nothing new. There's never nothing new, right? History
It just
repeats itself.
Yeah.
History repeats itself if you don't know it.
Like
History
literally, he
repeats
spelled it
itself if you don't know it,
He
right?
spelled cast.
Right. So it's a lot of stuff that's happening right now that still you can find traces of it in this book and another book somewhere else. I just found recently that Islam and Catholicism, hear me out. I know this is about to sound crazy. Islam and Catholicism are the same thing. In the
You read the Quran, I'm sure.
oh yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
I've read it too.
Oh
my
yeah.
yeah, because like Brother King X, he would like
Oh yeah, I've read it. And there's a clock on the Vatican.
okay.
And this clock on the Vatican, it has a sickle moon and there's a star.
Okay. Now you
in the
tell me
center of
something
the
I have
moon.
Okay.
It's a star that comes in the center of the moon every hour on the hour. And that star is the same star and the same sickle moon that you see in Islam.
7 in the crescent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So
don't they got a clock where the box I don't know the box they go to I don't know what it's called. The Kaaba.
Yeah.
They have a big clock near the Kaaba. Just like how you describe
Same
the Vatican. See?
Same thing. And this is what I'm trying to get to, right?
Yeah.
Is that, not even that. When you go inside the Vatican and they have mass, right? They have this bowl sitting there. And the Pope, he'll show this big piece of bread, like a round piece of bread. But when you look inside the bowl, it's a crescent. So when he puts the bread inside there, that's the star and the crescent. I said, boom, it makes sense. And see, when you look at a lot of the country flags, it's an eclipse or a crescent with star. It's always the same thing. Why is it? Because, like I said, it's the beastly system. This system is ran by Satan, who is God, right? Satan is God. And like I tell people, Satan is the one that has many names. Our creator, he only has one name. And the scriptures tell you that over and over, over and over and over and over. So if he has one name and he said, this is my name from generation to generation for all generations, that means it doesn't change. So where's the rest of these names coming from? Where the rest of this stuff coming from?
Yeah.
Got to be coming from one other place. We got an enemy out here. And I think a lot of people really don't pay attention to the fact that we have an enemy out here. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Like all the politicians believe in that crazy shit. They go in the place in the woods, like something Grove. You know what I'm talking about?
Bohemian Grove and stuff like that.
Yeah, Bohemian Grove. Yeah. And they're
But
what do you think they're praying to? They're praying to Satan, the big owl. You got to sacrifice something. I've seen some video come out of there and shit. It's just wild.
Yep.
But all the politicians, every president goes there. They say they all been there and shit.
Yes.
Even Obama. They've all been there.
Yes. They all have. And it's very eye-opening when you learn what the truth is and how deep the deception runs, right? The deception is so deep, it's so deep, it'll shake your whole world and turn it upside down. And and like I tell people, we have a westernized thought process. We cannot put ourselves in the mind frame of the biblical time. Why? Is because we've been conditioned to think Western, right? Think Western, eat Western, breathe Western, everything Western, right?
Oh, yeah.
But like I tell people,
And distractions like the phone, the internet, TV.
the book that we're
Yeah.
talking about comes from the East. So if it comes from the East, then we need to be paying attention to some of the cultures from the East and start learning about what's going on in the East, because that's the cradle of all civilization. I've heard people come up with these different ideologies, which I know that they're doctrines of demons, right? Because it's teaching against the scripture. When somebody's telling me that Israel is in Ethiopia,
No,
Okay, yeah, yeah. No, I hear you.
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no,
Yeah, no, yeah. Like
because you
Azum, I think is the area. Yeah, Azum. Yeah,
because you gotta look at the encasings of the area, and
But there
it's
are
what
Ethiopian
it
Jews,
says.
though. There are
Yes,
Ethiopian Jews,
there
though.
yeah,
are,
yeah.
but
See,
Israel is not in Ethiopia, right? And a lot of people are trying to mix those two together, but you cannot, right? And it's even evident according to what the people over there, I call them the name stealers because that's what they are. If you know anything about the Khazarians, anything about Scythians, you would know that those people are the name stealers, right? So when they did what they did, and the Ethiopian Jews were in Ethiopia, they went behind the Ethiopian Jews' back, which I hate calling them Jews, but we're going to call them that for the sake of conversation. They purposely sterilized these people without them knowing. So
mm,
that means you didn't want these people to populate.
yeah,
Right?
mm, yeah,
That's deep to me.
yeah.
And it's not just that. Even when you look at here in America, Planned Parenthood is the most popular thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right.
How
Yeah, our
many female?
population, they get
And you
immigrants
know
to
how
come in
much
to get
stuff
the
they put in our
population to
food
grow.
and drink. Yeah, in
They
our
want
food
more
and drink.
immigrants to come in and because our birth rate's declining. So that's why they're doing this, all this bullshit. Just get people into the country to keep it like fucking somewhat balanced. You know what I mean?
There's more to that than that. A lot of these people that are immigrants, especially now coming from other countries, they're as quiet as kept. They're soldiers for these other countries,
Yeah.
and you got to realize that we're at war. We are at war, and this is what we would call like sleeper cells, right?
Yeah.
Where they come in the country, they get all the financial uh uh help they can get, and such and such, and they come over here as so-called refugees, but then when they get that call, it's time to go, right?
Right.
Sleepers awakening.
Right. And so it's just something to very much so pay attention to, right? And
Yeah.
my whole goal for what I'm saying is for no one to be in the blind about what's going on around you.
Yeah.
Because he did say watch. That's one of the words he said, but he also said to pray too. So you can't be negligent to what's going on around you, because he said like a thief in the night. And this is why he said like a thief in the night, because a lot of people won't be paying attention to what's going on. So if you're
Mm,
not paying attention to what's going on, you're not paying attention to the signs. How will you know that it's time for him to return?
yeah.
So, you know,
Right.
you know, I digress though.
But I was gonna say, going back to hip hop and stuff, is that what you like you're turning towards in the music though? Because
Yes,
I just feel,
definitely.
yeah, because that's why I want people to like go, oh, this is a hip hop show. You guys went a whole different. No, actually, hip hop is it's a platform, you know.
What you want to speak about?
Yeah,
It's
Right.
and
hip hop is a way of life. You know what I'm
It's,
saying? And
yeah.
whatever that way of life is to you, that's what it is.
It's
I mean,
more than
no
music.
matter what generation, like what was one of the most powerful, I think everybody can
What'd you
agree.
say, Jay?
Message. Uh,
What'd you
It's more than music. You know what I'm saying? It's more than
Yeah,
music.
no,
what-
that's definite. That's
yeah,
definite.
yeah. Because I was thinking everybody can agree, like the message, no matter what generation you come from, I think the message can be agree. You know, what he was talking about still relevant today, but also the point is about hip hop. I think it's always been the message itself, though. Yeah.
I think what you're saying is true. It's hard at the same time, even when people like try to come out with a positive message. Like a lot of times they just get corrupted by the industry, and at the end of the day, they just put out the shit they want them to put out.
It's because I believe a lot of people are blinded by the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we live in an age where everything's about money. Everything's about the dollar. Everything's about, you know, how much money can I get and who can I step on to get it, right? And to me, that's kind of like, you know, making money a god. And you know, the scriptures tell you can't serve two masters. Either you love one and despise the other. So, you know, it's very, it's a very, it's a very messed up situation because people become a slave to money instead of money being the slave for them. See, money is the servant. You're not the servant. Money's the servant. And I think a lot of people flip that equation. And I always say that's a dangerous equation to mess with there. Because, you know, if money is such an importance like that to you, then you'll cross your own family for money.
Yeah.
You'll kill your own family for money. And
happens all the time.
Yeah, it does. And it's sad. It's very sad.
Because I believe all of us, like, you know, connect for a reason. We've all like met some bad people that were a lesson to us. Yeah. I just feel like with the team, you know, like that we've had, you know, like we've built over here, is, you know, it's gotten smaller, and it's just because, you know, like you mature over a growth and knowing, because we've seen enough people who have, you know, devilish ways.
You know my saying? I'm gonna tell you my saying. My saying is, as a tree grows, leaves fall. As a tree grows, leaves fall.
Right.
That's
so
true.
you know, you sometimes you have to shave off the bad apples, right? Sometimes the bad apples have to fall from the tree in order for the tree to grow properly, right?
Yeah.
But you know, my mom always told me growing up, bad company ruins good morals, or you know, it ruins the righteous qualities that you do have in you. And you know, especially living in a world that we're living in, where it's getting colder and colder by the day, through the music, through the media, through all these different things we're watching, it's very important to stay a certain type of way, be different from everyone else.
Yeah, my mom used to say, you hang with shit, people are gonna think you're shit. Always telling me all the time. Yeah,
she's right.
I remember that she would repeat it all the time to me.
Yeah, and that was her instilling that in you, you know, and we got to thank our parents for that, because there's a lot of people that didn't have those lessons, you know, and they had to learn a very tough way, right? And you know, it's not always gonna be easy, because this life's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard to prove you and test you. You're supposed to go through the fire. What does fire do? Fire purifies. Fire purifies. So you have to go through the fire in order to become what you need to be, right? So you know, even looking at hip hop, right? I've been through so many different stages in my climb to becoming the hip hop artist that I need to be, versus from what I want it to be. And when I first started off, my name wasn't Israel Porter. I was Young Phoenix, and I was rapping about all kind of loose stuff, right? But then it got to a point where something spiritual happened to me, and I changed my name to my real name, Israel Porter, and I started using that. But then when I did that, certain doors opened for me that I still can't close to this day. And it's like, you know, when you moving in the direction of becoming better and being better, and not only just doing that, trying to align yourself with the creator and do what he wants you to do, it's like night and day. It's like night and day, you know. So like now, you know, I'm putting together this EP, Israel Porter EP. And this EP is gonna pretty much be a brief story of my life. I really can't sum you up my whole life in 7
Yeah,
songs, but I'm gonna
don't give
try.
away the secrets. You know, like the magicians can't give away the secret.
You
Like,
know, I'm gonna try.
but I keep me personally posted though, because I
Yeah,
want to, you know,
No doubt.
yeah, like I myself, I want to hear this.
yeah, man. I got that coming,
Yeah, I
and
share it on my page.
yeah, I'd appreciate that highly,
Yeah,
man.
most
I
definitely.
appreciate that. I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate you guys letting me up here.
Yeah.
But
No, we appreciate you taking the time out to, you know, be with us, man.
And shout
yeah,
out
man.
Debbie Foster in the chat. She's been leaving comments on there. She said,
Oh.
Mr. Porter, she's throwing the aliens in, so salute alien gang. Said you
Alien right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
But
you see it for
yeah,
you.
man. I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to level it. I'm just trying to level it up, level my people up, level the world up. You know, give us something that we can actually vibe with on a positive level. You know, this is what this whole EP about. It's about some pieces of my life. You know what I'm saying? Some very, you know, some things that I went through that helped me overcome and become the better version of myself. You know, which I will hope all take that from this. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope they take that piece from this EP that I'm about to make.
Like
But
it shows growth.
yeah. And that's really what it's about. You know, it's only 2 places that you can go in this world. You can either ascend or descend. And if you ascend, that's at ease, peace, joy, like all the beautiful things. But if you descend, that's disintegration, fear, doubt, and all the horrible things, right? So it's like you gotta choose. You gotta make a choice. You can't be in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be one or the other. And we live in a society where music has taken a toll on the people. And you know, it's a lot of negativity. Right? And when you do get that one glimmer of hope, you try to hold on to it. Like when we get people like Kendrick, we try to hold on to him. When we get people like J. Cole, we try to hold on to him. You know?
Yeah. Well, Kendrick one, like whenever I ask somebody about the new generation, I keep him off the list the same way I do with Rakim.
He's a hybrid rapper, I think, because he could like do a lot of different styles. And like I said,
Yes.
I think he's ready
like
for Baby Keem, so he's doing a lot of different styles.
Yes.
I think right now.
Yes. And you know, that's very man, I can't even call that talented. Like I can't even call that gifted. Like that's a level beyond. I don't even know what word I would use to even
Nuance, maybe. That's some
we can
nuance.
use that. Yeah, he's just a nuance. Like he's just multifaceted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really is.
Yeah, you know, and I think that he puts the messages in his songs too. And I don't know if people really pay attention to what some of the stuff he be saying. But
You
he
gotta
be
listen to
talking
it
about
more
the
than
truth.
once. You gotta
Well,
listen to that shit more
it
than
can
once.
fly over a lot of people's heads, but if you know,
It does. It does.
he
Because
wants
this
you to
flew
think.
a lot of stuff that he said flew over my head too, and I had to play it back. Like, wait, did he say?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And I think that's the thing is like in this day and age, you almost kind of have to camouflage it.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing. Like,
I
remember, yeah, and I remember back like in KRS days and Rakim days, like everything was blatant. They didn't care.
Didn't he get his own record label though?
I think he
But now,
its name when he just said that.
PG Lang or something. PG Lang, like
that's that's not an
I think he's
actual,
independent now.
Yeah, it's not an actual label. It's more like a publishing company. So like he has his own publishing company, which is dope because now you can do whatever you want to do. Like you don't necessarily have to. He doesn't have to depend on like a TDE or He can.
But he's not on Top Dog anymore though.
No, unfortunately, no. And you know what? Since he left Top Dog, I haven't actually seen him do anything with Top Dog. Like the whole Schoolboy Q album just dropping. I didn't hear one feature from Kendrick on it.
Yeah.
And that kind of surprised me. Like,
Same thing with Absol's last album. I hear
yeah, I'm like,
nothing.
hey,
Yeah.
where's Kid? I said, okay.
I
So
like that group, Black Hippie. That was a
he
good
left.
group.
Yeah, Black
Oh
Hippie was fire.
yeah, that shit was dope. Yeah.
Black Hippie was fire. Okay. Now
Yeah.
that's one.
To
I
the
don't really
name,
like
yeah.
a lot of groups, but that was the group.
Yeah.
That was the group. Right?
Like, yeah.
I put
The
them with
name.
Slaughterhouse. Okay.
Yeah,
I
they had a
put them
couple
with
good
Slaughterhouse.
freestyles too, going back and forth.
Yeah.
Where you like,
Yeah.
he would always
Yeah.
say, "Schoolboy
man.
Q was ugly." He'd always tell him like he's ugly and shit.
Exactly, yeah.
Man, yeah, like when you can self-jest like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that you could tell that's love. You know what I'm saying? Like they came a long way together. You know what I'm saying? They were sleeping in the studio, barely being able to survive. You know what I'm saying? Splitting burgers and fries together.
Yeah.
And that was a bar. That was a bar. But anyway, like, you
I
know,
like that.
Yeah.
they went through a lot together. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the growth. But then there comes a time when sometimes you just grow apart, you know. And
Yeah.
it K Dot needed to be on his own. You know, he needed to be on his own because I believe that there were certain things that he wanted to do. Don't quote me. I just believe that there were certain things that he wanted to do that he couldn't do with Top Dog. And there were
Yeah.
certain people that he wanted to put on, but he couldn't do it with Top Dog. He needed his own.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like, you know, I want to see the brother grow, which he's grown tremendously and he's still growing. Like it's crazy to see where he came from and where he's going and where he can go. You know, like it's crazy. And with
Yeah.
Baby King behind him, ain't no telling what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know,
I listen to
so
the songs they do together. I think that, like that Hellbillies track, that was like their last one they did together.
oh
Like
yeah,
it's like, yeah, it's all right. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I like that Range Brothers.
Yeah. That shit's
Oh,
fire.
that was crazy. I said, wait, what the heck is this dude doing? Like, bro, this
Yeah.
I didn't expect to hear that. But when I heard it, it was like, you know, that's something different. Because
I like to see them,
for
man.
him
Like
to
you
do
can
that, you
hold
can
back.
tell
Like
that
you
he
don't have to fall into those things that keep feeding us. Yeah, just like
yeah.
do what
I
you feel.
feel like he was getting bored
Yeah.
with music. So he just
Yeah.
created a whole different, not persona, but he recreated himself. And I feel like he took that page from Jay-Z. Because that's what Jay-Z does. Jay-Z continuously recreates his style, recreates his flow. And you know, when you taking stuff like that from the greats, you ain't got no choice but to be great. And Kendrick is one of the greats of this generation.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
you know,
I think
I
like
can
Two Pimp a Butterflies. When you said jazz earlier, I was thinking like
oh
in
yeah,
rap, like Two Pimp a Butterfly is kind of like a
yeah,
jazz album.
yeah,
You really
yeah,
listen to it like jazzy a lot of way. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
He fused the sound. He fused the sound of jazz and he fused hip hop together to give it like this I don't know, it's like unbelievable ambience when you hear the
Yeah.
Yeah.
music.
The
It's just
ambient.
it's his sound. It's his own sound. I think.
Yep.
Man, just lost in it.
Yeah.
And you know, when I
As I think
hear
it could be. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
you know, when I hear that, uh, like the We All Rights and you know the Wesley's Theory, certain songs that he had on that album, like those were deep songs, and whoever produced those songs, like they had to be in a whole nother realm to
Yeah.
produce them.
Like that studio session
Bruh,
altogether.
my goodness, Terrence Martin,
Yeah.
Thundercat.
I've heard that. Yeah, I know he said it, a couple of his rhymes, the older ones on that one album. I
Terrence
forget.
Martin is ridiculously talented. Like we're talking about a man who plays every instrument. That's
Yeah.
gifted.
Yeah.
That's for real gifted. And you know, even when I heard the We All Right with Pharrell, heard that saxophone that would be playing on, I'm like, oh, that's fire.
Mm.
Like, man, whoever would have thought we would have had trap drums with a saxophone. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
fire, fire.
Trap's evolving.
And we need more of that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We need
Do you,
more of that.
do you play instruments yourself too? Like, do you?
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
I play a
Yes.
little bit. Now, I mean, I'm not the greatest piano player in the world, but I can pick some keys.
Okay.
But my instrument of choice though is drums for sure. So like
Drums.
if you ever hear
Oh,
my
yeah.
beats, if you ever hear my beats, like that's kind of like me, like putting it together on here on scratch type shit.
Yeah.
But you
That's
know,
what's
Okay.
other
Do
than
you use
that,
like a drum? You have a drum machine or like what do you?
no, not yet. I'm working on getting one of those. Definitely need one. I'll be seeing some of the stuff Jay Black be making and all those guys be like, oh my goodness, fire. Like,
Wow.
just the way it sounds when you put it on the drum machine versus trying to like do it directly from the program, it's like night and day. It's two different
Yeah.
things.
Right.
It's man,
Yeah.
I just gotta, I'm working on getting one for sure.
Well, shit.
Mhm.
If anybody needs production or anything like that, are you producing? Like, you up like throwing?
Yeah.
People can hit you up. Any artists?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely hit me up. I I kind of work off of your budget. So, it's no set price. Whatever
Okay.
you can afford is what I'll charge.
Right.
Because, I'm not trying to bust somebody over the head and I'm not trying to run your pockets. Okay. So,
That's what's up.
I try to be fair. I try to have a fair price. I try to, offer the best service I can bestly give you. And I try to, make the sound that's compatible with your style. So like before I even like sit down and try to make you a beat, I'll listen to a few songs of yours to hear what
Wow.
elements you have in your song. And I'll try to like pull from that and like add certain things that, can give you your own sound because
Right.
a lot of people, like you said, Jay, a lot of people sound the same, but I don't
Yeah.
even think it's just them sounding the same. They're picking a lot of the same. Yeah,
Hey,
they
Ellen, dude.
they also picking the same beats and
Same
stuff.
cadence and yeah.
Beats.
You know what I'm saying? Like the same types of instruments, and I mean the drums don't matter. Drums can always stay the same, but it's just
Yeah.
like the same instruments over,
Yeah.
played the same way, over and over. Like, bro, this is getting boring.
Right.
So I try to add like different flavors. Yeah, I try to add different flavors to it. I might. And that's the thing, man. I'm not always in one bag. One day I'll make a trap beat. The next day I'll make a slow beat. The next day I'll make a West Coast beat. The next
Yeah.
day I'll make I mean, it varies, and that's what I call being a producer instead of being a beat maker, right? So,
And in general, that's hip hop too. Is
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. You want to have variety. You don't always want to. Like
Yeah.
when you guys hear this EP, is gonna be all produced by me, but it's gonna be different feels on there.
Do you
It's
have a
not always
release
gonna
date?
be up tempo. No, I'm not gonna put a release date on it. I'm gonna just kind of like surprise.
Okay.
Feel it out.
All right.
Whatever happens,
Yeah.
happens.
Let us know like so we can promote
Oh
it.
no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know like when it's like a week out. I'll let you
Okay.
know
Yeah.
when it's
Yeah.
ready. Mhm.
Now collabs. Anybody reaches out to you on collabs, you down for that?
Yes, I'm definitely doing verses. Only charge like $150 for a verse.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Okay.
And like I say, man, I work off your budget too. So if you don't got that, then I'll work with you, man. I'm not
Right.
trying to beat nobody over the head. I know how it is out here.
Yeah.
So
That's what's
yeah,
up.
but definitely I'm doing verses. I'm doing beats. Come one, come on. Come one,
Yeah,
come on.
man.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
One stop shop.
Yeah.
Get
That's
the
what's up.
beat and a
We want to get
verse and a hook produced.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Because we want to make sure we cover all bases too. We got you on here. We're honored to have you on.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah,
Oh
most
man,
definitely, man.
we want to have you back too. Like having a good time.
Oh,
with
yeah.
us. Yeah.
I'm enjoying myself. Forgot what time it was.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know, like
Yeah,
yeah,
we appreciate it, dog.
yeah.
Debbie Foster wanted to let you know it's the Australian alien, so you know. IG, so shout out to the
Okay.
Australian alien. Shout out to Australia, shit, worldwide,
Yeah,
shit.
Hell
shout
yeah.
out. Absolutely. Yeah.
Shout
Yeah,
out down under, throwing the shrimp on the barbie.
aliens everywhere. We got aliens in man, so many parts of the world.
Everywhere.
Australia, India. Man, it's a big thing. It's very, very big, you know.
Yeah,
Shout out to Kid Vicious, of course. Shout out to the
Oh,
Alien
Hell
Gang,
yeah.
Monty Rain, Jet Suede, City the Great, you know, Armani Rain, man, Rap God, all you brothers, I love y'all. Um, Special shout out to Big Man Royce, you know what I'm saying? Um,
yeah,
Shout out to the basement, Devious, you know, Young Devious,
yeah,
you know, Big Hurt, Little Hurt, Young Hurt, all the
yeah.
family
yeah.
here, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we had Big Rick on with us. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy right there. That's the
yeah.
guy.
Hmm.
That's
My
my
guy.
yeah.
But yeah, man, you know, just doing my thing, man, slowly but surely. And like they say, man, don't let the people rush you because they can't rush greatness. So just know
Mhm.
that it's gonna be one of them
Yeah,
moments.
Yeah, and we appreciate all the knowledge you shared with us too. You know what I'm saying? Because we had fun, we had laughs, we taught hip hop, but we got serious too with it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that's dope and shit.
yeah.
So we kind of
Oh
like
yeah,
yeah,
it was dope. I definitely it was an honor, and you're definitely welcome to come back on again. You know, after the album drops, maybe videos out and shit, something like that.
yeah,
I know you gonna have some
Yeah, you got
videos.
premiere it.
Yeah,
yeah,
mhm, absolutely. And
that'd be
we'll
dope.
definitely promote that. And then like yeah, when we got serious, the thing is like for anybody watching, they might be confused. Like definitely do your research. We encourage that.
Right,
yes,
right, right.
please. But don't do it on no, don't do it on the internet.
Read
Actually,
a
open the
book.
book.
Y-
Please open the book.
You
Yeah.
notice how they destroyed all
Go-
the
go-
bookstores trying to get rid of all the bookstores going out of business and shit.
Man, you better soak them up. You better be at them bookstores trying to buy every book you can
Right,
that's on some knowledge.
That
right.
Kindle's not gonna last forever.
And
Yeah.
plus,
Facts,
for you rappers,
facts.
it helps your vocabulary too and shit, your
Yeah.
Certainly,
bars.
Sure. Yeah.
certainly.
Yeah. Yeah. Your
Yeah.
vocabulary, your education, all that. And definitely like I quote Professor Griff quite a bit. I follow him quite a bit.
Shout
And
out
when
to
he
Homie
always said
Griff.
peace being an acronym, positive education always corrects errors.
Mm,
I like that.
Peace.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's fire.
Peace, yeah.
That's
Positive education always corrects errors. Yeah. So
I like that.
That's what's up. Well, it was an honor having you on here, Israel Porter. We it's 10:30 here in Detroit. So
Yeah,
any
it's seven
last shout
seven
outs, any
thirty over
last
here.
plug, anything you want to put out there?
Nah, that's
yeah, anything we left out,
Yeah.
that's just that's it. I love all y'all.
man,
Man, I hope
you're right
everyone
back,
has a
man.
blessed night. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I know it's late for y'all. It's still
Yeah,
Oh
early
yeah.
man.
for me.
Yeah, man.
Well, shit,
Yeah,
Blatonio's down
man.
there close to you.
Yeah,
He's
it's
in
still early over
Tucson,
here,
so
man. So I was
Arizona.
like, yeah,
Oh, okay.
but definitely we got a lot we could chop up. Like,
Yeah, he
yeah.
shoots out to LA all the time.
What's the 8:30 where you're at?
It's 7:30 actually where I'm at.
Right,
I'm
yeah,
What?
we've had a lot of
I'm
West
three
Coast
hours
guests.
ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
give me time.
7:30,
Huh?
Well, 3
7:30
hours
over here in
behind us.
Houston.
You guys
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
7:30 over here. Yeah.
We rock with the West Coast all the way from the LA, Compton, Long Beach, fucking the Bay. Shout out to the whole Bay Area and shit. Just the West
Yeah.
Coast and shit for sure. We definitely rock with the West Coast.
Yeah.
We
You've
got
had Hawaii on here, right? Before Gutter? You had
yeah,
Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah, T Crown. He was the one who was he's in Vegas now. He was Crooked. Crooked Eye was the one who he was on his label, T Crown.
Yeah. And, and,
He was the
and England.
Lebanese rapper
England.
from
Yeah,
Hawaii.
England. Yeah.
Wasn't Crooked
England.
Eye the last guy on death row? Like before Snoop got it.
I'm not sure if he was with Death Row or not.
No, Crooked Eye.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
wait,
like
wait,
the
wait. Oh, you talk about Crooked Eye? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's like the last artist on death row
I believe so.
I wish
before
Slaughterhouse
before
would come
Snoop.
back
I'm saying,
together
'cause
and
there's a death row now.
drop a record.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
the
correct me
dope
if I'm wrong.
thing is Snoop got it now, so
Yeah.
we about to see.
That's true. Yes, he
about to
does.
see. We about to see what happens, man.
Yeah.
And
I think he like
heard
screwed
he's got
over
a lot of
Daz.
stuff in him. Yeah, like he's even got like from what I heard, like mariachi artist already on board. But yeah.
Yeah, Snoop, he learned the game from Master P. Master P fucking showed him how to get that
Yeah.
money and shit and how to market and
Yeah.
He
shit.
might have mariachi
Yeah.
music with some swag, you know, like damn, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's the Hood Smoker Podcast. We got Isreal Porter in the building. If you ain't up on him, get up on him. Dope ass producer, dope MC, dope artist, period. He spit some knowledge on here. If you just tapping in now, catch the replay, rewind, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that tapped in. And much love. We got Blatonio, Todd. Shout out to Chester McFly for covering for
Thanks
Brother
for
King
tapping in with
X.
us.
Shout out Brother King X. Hope you get better.
Yeah, shout out Brother King X. Yeah.
But we gonna jump out of here. Isreal Porter, much love. Salute, family. It was an honor.
Salute.
It was an honor being here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Peace, my brother.
Peace.
Peace,
Nice to
y'all.
meet
Shout
you.
out to the whole alien gang too. I see the aliens in the chat. Shout out to the alien gang.
And
Throw
shout
the
out
aliens
Kid
up.
Vicious as well.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We
Let's
gonna
shout out
jump up
Professor Griff, man. I gotta say. Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Hobie Dice too and shit.
And the homie Dice, yeah.
We out here. Peace.
The Hood Smoker Podcast, the hottest #1 podcast based out of Detroit, Michigan. And now, with your hosts, Jay Gutta, Brother King X, Blatonio Todd, and the rest of the Hood Smoker Squad. We don't do no Vlad stuff. We don't do no Adam stuff. We keep packing in the legends, respect them, and keep adding up. So pack a blunt or two, maybe grab a brew and a snack for you, and leave behind your attitude and get ready as we snap into the Hood Smoker Podcast.